In a world with an increasingly
What
complex
up,
jiu-jitsu landscape,
motherfuckers? The last
these
time
two
the
complete fucking
volume
morons
didn't
are
play
here
for
to
this
break
when I
things
went back
down
and watched
give you
it.
their
I don't know.
unsolicited
That's 'cause you
opinions in the most offensive way possible. We're talking about the Old Man
But
Grappling
seriously, you really
Hour.
expect me to not talk?
Tune
I'm fucking
in and
supposed to-
listen
over this part.
and we'll have you
Fuck up
wondering
everything
where
else.
that hour just went.
Where the fuck did that hour go? We good?
True story. Our
Holy
feet were getting
shit.
eaten by ants at that moment.
It was. We got mowed down. You want to show a little teaser? You want to show a little Kurt Hammett teaser? FYI, holy shit.
A teaser.
Just to get the people ready to go. We got to share the link and all that stuff anyway. We got to get ready.
Let me see.
What's up, everyone? How are you? Thank you for tuning in the Old Man Grappling Hour. Today is an oh my god day. So, through a friend of mine, somehow or another, I just sent out some fucking Facebook messages, and this dude told me he knows Kurt Hammett, and Kurt Hammett apparently is on his way to getting his blue belt in jiu-jitsu. He trains somewhere in fucking California.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. 10 minutes. 10 minutes of fucking metal, man.
So,
That's right. I can do some
what's up, man?
Thanks, man.
So, just by some fucking freakishly lucky fucking coincidence, fucking Kurt Hammett sends me a fucking Facebook message and goes, "Hey dudes, what's going on? Yeah, I got nothing happening. I'd love to get on your podcast. I love jiu-jitsu."
Wait.
So, huh?
Can you roll us a thing?
Oh, we're bring it on. This thing's done, man. We need a blunt.
No, we need a blunt.
Yeah, let's do this thing, man. You good? Yeah, let's do the smoke. We're going live, man.
Going to the car.
So anyway, you guys hang tight. I'm gonna
but
send
we
some
wanna
links
smoke.
out. And you just shut the fuck up. I'm trying to run a fucking show here.
You're trying to leave. I'm
Don't
trying to get him to
don't leave with the
stay.
fucking don't leave with the fucking blunt, man. People are gonna fucking turn it off. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Again,
Go.
once again, our official blunt roller JR in the house to come by and bring us some blunts because there is my dog. There he is.
Here's the guy. JR on the beat, baby.
Everybody's gonna have a black friend and roll their fucking blunts for him. Shit, my dog, bro. Anyway, so
Kirk Hammett's coming. Relax, Emil.
fucking A, dude. Like, I seriously, like, it was just fucking, you get lucky. Sometimes you know people, you meet people, you don't realize how it happens, and there he is. All right, so hang tight. Play another loop because I gotta share this on the page and put a link on it. Just play some more Kurt Hammett fucking promo shit, and I'll send some links.
I don't have any Kirk Hammett promo shit.
All right,
Let me see what I got.
What do you got? Do you have the shareable link for me?
Yeah, I sent it to you already.
All right.
I'll just talk to our audience and
Well,
entertain.
do what you got to do, man.
Emil, relax. He'll be here.
Relax, Emil. Jesus
We-
fucking
we're not
Christ.
gonna
I'm
just
talking. What do you
fire
want me
off
to
the
tell you?
show with
we
Kirk
gotta
Hammett
fucking,
right
we gotta
away.
like fucking feed things in and
You
get
know what I
ready
mean?
and share links and
We
shit.
got to set shit up. You know, we got to
Fine.
shout out our sponsors. In fact, let me do that.
Yeah,
Let
you
me
fucking
let me shout out our sponsors. We got No Judges Needed. No Judges Needed is a great place to get gis and rash guards and shorts and t-shirts and spats and spanks and
Spanks.
hats and tank tops and all kinds of shit.
All right.
And it says no judges needed. And yeah. And it's a great brand. Use our code. I wear a lot of their shit when I compete and stuff, or when I did compete. I'm an aging pirate now. But JR Apparel? Oh no.
Man, y'all are killing me. JR, I love you, baby. You can smoke the blunt, but you gotta fucking be quiet. You fucking stay focused. It's hard enough to keep this fucking guy on point.
Anyway, nojudgesneeded.com. Go there, buy some shit. Use OMGH. It'll get you 25% off your first order. OMGH10 will get you $10 off of subsequent orders of shorts, rash guards, and spats. So if you were to buy like a rash guard, a pair of shorts, and a pair of spats, you'd get 30, 60, what's that, $90 off? It's not bad.
It's a pretty good discount.
So go
Not
check them
bad
out.
at all.
We got Lavender Lane CBD oil. Lavender Lane, get your CBD oil fix on. Everybody likes CBD oil for recovery. I love it because it helps me sleep. You know. Once again, the promo code is OMGH.
Don't forget to shout out Professor Cool, because Professor Cool is fucking cool as shit. He's literally one of my favorite people in fucking the whole world. That guy's an awesome dude. Trains jiu-jitsu, fixes my AC, takes good care of everybody, and I love him for it.
I got like 3 Scooby snacks on that hit. God damn it.
All right, so few more seconds, guys. Stay focused. We're very sorry for all the delays, but we got to send links out. We got to get everybody ready to go. We got to get the whole fucking thing.
Man.
This
I
is the
pulled out
beginning
a whole
stage.
nug.
Well, you'll be all right. It's not that big of a fucking deal. So we have to send out our links. So we have to get everybody prepared and make sure we get all our guests that come on and enjoy. But I can guarantee it'll be worth the wait because this will be a great show. As soon as he comes on. So what's going on with you, son? Are you doing all right? Everything good? How's your life? Tell me about your day. All right, good story.
Good job.
I have we were supposed to have Robert Drysdale on the Juicy Times podcast today, but that kind of fell through. We're probably gonna do him Friday. We just got caught up in shit and it couldn't happen. Jim Campbell, what's up, brother? How are you, sir? God damn, we got a lot of people here to watch this shit, bro. This better be a fucking good interview. So there's 17 people watching. We're just waiting for a second. He'll be on any minute now. It'll happen. I promise. I already spoken to him. It's confirmed and reconfirmed and ready to go.
Oh my God.
If any of you folks would like to join in the show and ask some questions or get in the queue, go ahead and click on the link.
Yeah,
on the man page.
Ask Kirk Hammett some questions.
I don't know how long he's going to hang out for. Obviously, you can't just keep him here as long as he fucking.
Don't ask him stupid fucking fanboy.
Seriously, don't piss off our fucking primetime people.
Right.
Man. Make sure you at least keep it like.
Don't be like, yo, Kurt, man. Like, dude, what's it feel like to be a fucking rock star?
Would you come play my kid's birthday party or want to come hang out?
Yeah, dude. Can I get a fucking autograph?
Like, I mean, just play it cool. Just be cool. You know, act like you've been there, folks.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Fake it till you make it, baby.
Fake it till you make it. So there we go. There is that. All right. So give it a few more seconds. I think we have access to Kurt, and I think we're about ready to bring him on. So I don't know about you, but I am fucking super excited about this.
Yeah, me too, man. He's getting ready. We're gonna bring him on.
Let me grab my notepad and paper. And anybody real quick before we get going have any preliminary questions they want to ask? Because fucking A, dude, I hope I don't fuck this up. I'm probably going to because I don't trust myself. But hey, let's run this fucking thing. I should have.
Dude, your notebook looks like the Notebook from fucking Seven.
Dude, you fucking just for the folks at home can see how crazy I am. So like everyone talks about me. I talk too much. You're right. I talk too much. I can't shut the fuck up. But it's not because it's not. It really has nothing to do with the fact I'm just fucking nuts.
Let me see this.
And I can't stop thinking. My mind just doesn't quit shutting off. And I think of great things to say, but then I fucking have to say them or I'm gonna forget them because they're out of my brain just like that. So I've devised.
Let me read
plan.
this for a second. Today I saw a man on the subway. He started talking to me about the weather and other things, and I couldn't stand his banality and vomited all over his leg. He got upset and I couldn't stop.
That
laughing.
is not what that says. That's pretty impressive that you came off the I'm gonna give you some props for that shit. So. All right. Well, fucking A, man. What do you say, dude? You guys ready to do this? You've got Kurt. What's up, brother? You doing all right, man? Ready to get this shit running? And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kurt Hammett from Metallica.
What's up, brother?
Kurt, what's going on, brother? How you doing, man? You doing all right, man?
I've been doing all right, guys. I've been taking this time to invest in smoking some quality marijuanas, free range, organic, homegrown, from delivered directly on the backs of Sherpas from Nepal, man.
That's
they
pretty
sent
cool,
me
man.
this new guitar. I don't know what it's about. It's very green.
That's awesome, dude. So it's
Are you
good to
covering
know.
up your
This is
face
on?
because of the COVID? Are you trying to stay?
Your mic's
Bullshit.
working great, man. We can hear you talking. It's fine, brother. Absolutely.
Bullshit ass tech didn't set it up.
Sorry, did you have somebody set up your area for you? Or did you do it by yourself or?
I tried to set it up with my MacBook, but they said it wasn't supported, so I set it up with my phone. and that didn't work. So I had one of my aides go buy me a new phone.
That's cool, man.
Kirk,
That's
how many
cool.
Set it
AIDS
up
do you
there.
have?
Hmm.
How many AIDS do you have?
I have many AIDS. It was confirmed that I have AIDS at the hospital.
So
Yeah.
you had AIDS, Kurt? That's a pretty rough.
Wow, we're
that's a pretty
breaking-
rough-
we're
we're
breaking
breaking
that-
big news
They
here,
really
man.
We're
help
breaking
with the
that-
weight loss. I don't have to do the cocaine anymore.
So is this true that we are breaking this news that Kurt Hammett has AIDS on the Old Man
Oh no,
Grappling Hour?
it's been on the internet forever, man. And
Oh.
if your mom ever saw Metallica tour in the '80s, I'd ask her to get tested.
So this just in, Kurt Emmett gave your mom AIDS. So we'll see memes from that for years to come now. So that's cool, man. So tell me a little bit. What are you doing with yourself right now? Are you staying busy? You've been recording anything? You guys getting ready for anything at all? Or
Honestly, I can't breathe really well, and I don't know if it's the quarantine mask or the weed, but I can't. My finger doesn't seem to want to work properly on my guitar. Can't remember where my pick is.
That's-
They're
sounds like a
usually
horrible,
everywhere. I
horrible
don't know where
predicament
my
to be in,
aids
man.
are. They usually bring them to me.
Now we're talking about your human AIDS, not the AIDS you currently have.
Yes,
Right.
the human aids who also have my aids.
Right. Exactly. Of
No,
course.
Kirk,
That
I don't
is
want to.
a-
I don't want to upset you or anything, but as being a journalist that I am, I need to ask you some tough questions.
Okay, man. Okay, yeah, I understand, brother.
A few years back, when you got on the cover of Guitar Magazine and won for Best Guitar Solo of the Year for your guitar solo for the song One, did you
Right,
really
right.
think that you deserved that?
Oh, absolutely, man. Have you ever listened to a solo from Kerry King at Slayer? That's some bullshit. I actually had like 4 hours of music theory class that I took to make that solo, man. It's a great solo. I can't remember how to play it.
Yeah, well, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah.
So you guys are known as kind of a party band. I mean, you guys were back in the days when it was kind of a known ruckus to have you guys roll through town. Like, who do you think is the craziest member of Metallica? Who just freaks you out a little bit?
Lars, man. Nobody okays that kind of snare without being a little fucked up in the head, man.
I agree.
I agree with you 100%, man. 100%, dude. What? Tell us some kooky stories, man. Tell us a few things that Lars has come up with, or a couple members of the band that have just made you freaking lose your mind.
I don't know. I might have to consult my lawyer. I think there's an NDE on a lot of those.
Well,
cool.
can I ask you something specific about Lars? Like, did you agree with Lars's decision to go after Napster?
Yes. That is our money and we deserve it, man.
I mean, don't you think that maybe it's cool to kind of get back to the fans a little bit, though? I mean, like
No,
they've been there
I
to
mean,
support you their whole time,
No, yeah, but they support us financially so that we can continue affording the cocaine and hookers that are required as part of the creative process.
So you can continue to spread your AIDS. Both
Yes.
of them.
Yes.
Well, that's I guess I could see that. But I mean, I just think about Metallica from back in the day, like the old days. Back when you guys were just some kids having fun, enjoying the moment, living for the rock and roll, and it just seems like you're kind of living that rock star life now, man. What do you think has changed?
Definitely the access to cocaine and hookers.
Do
And,
you think you'll ever become friends with Dave Mustaine again?
who?
Dave Mustaine.
Oh, that guy. Maybe one day, if he brings over enough hookers and weed. I'll
Right.
probably.
Well, what we've learned today, people, I think, is that Kirk Hammett loves hookers and weed.
Yes. And if you want to get close to the members of Metallica, you need to do what? Just bring the hookers and weed. And,
I mean, I don't know if you guys saw it. There was a really interesting article a while back. A guy was going to kill himself, and then he blew his life savings on hookers and cocaine and partying in Mexico.
Yes,
He
I
decided
did
life
read
was
that
worth
article, and he
living.
decided that he had the will to live after that.
No, but he kept living because hookers
Right.
and cocaine make life worth living. Like, why did Schecter send me this guitar? Why is it so free? Why are my hands?
Well, fucking A, man. Kurt, dude, you are fucking awesome, bro. I'm so happy you came on. I'm glad you gave
Yeah,
us the time
man.
to say fucking hey and shit like that. You want to play us a little song or something like that? You got anything you've been working on? Any words of wisdom you want to give to some young artists?
Yeah, do you want to play?
Words of wisdom to newer artists. Absolutely. All right. So, never pay your merch girl. Always make it your guitarist girlfriend with the biggest hits.
Mhm.
and always have her wear a bra and as a top to sell merch.
That's
That's how
it.
you make money as a new band.
So you heard her first. Tits Sell, Metallica, Kurt Hammett. You're awesome, brother. Thank you so much for giving us the time to come on. And I'm sure you have a busy day of hookers, cocaine, and spreading your AIDS
So
around.
much free range organic weed, brother. Thank you again for having me on.
I know that you have AIDS, but try not to get COVID too.
Wait, what? Oh, right, the mask. Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I'm wearing it. Yeah. You too. I understand you guys do the pajama murder parties.
Yes.
I don't know how that works. I tried it once, but could I really say I tried jujitsu, or did jujitsu try me?
Yes. Very, very, very prophetic words from a very prophetic man. Your depth has no bound, Mr. Hammett. I appreciate you for granting us your time and coming on and spending a little time with us, man. Tell all the boys from Metallica that we love them, man. It's been it's been a pleasure watching you guys perform for us.
And I would love to talk to Lars someday.
Lars is a yeah, we'll get that. Sure.
I'm pretty sure we could just call you back in about 5 minutes, and Lars might just pop up.
He does that.
Go in the bathroom and see if you can find Lars for us, and we'll hit you back up.
Jerry,
Hey, brother, thank you so much for giving us your time, man. We're gonna get you out of there, my man. Thank you very much, brother.
Right. Good talking.
Thank you, sir. Well, there you go. We lost all our fucking viewers.
Holy shit, man! That was Kirk Hammett.
I thought that was fucking great. I enjoyed that.
That was Kirk Hammett, man. I'm like amazed right now that
it's
we
when I tell you, like, I'm amazed sometimes it's just the people that I know. It's just the wacky life that I've led. It's allowed me to make the connections with the people I've made connections to, and sometimes you just end up with situations where the stars align, and there you go. I think Kurt Hammett is actually trying to be Lars Ulrich in the background right now. So fucking, if we get bored enough, maybe we'll just have fucking Lars on it. See how good that kid's acting range is. So anyway, fuck you guys if you're dumb enough to think we're gonna fucking really have Kurt Hammett come on the fucking this piss ass fucking podcast. That was fucking
crazy.
Sonny's idea, by the way.
You think we fucking know Kirk Hammett?
Fuck out of here! I know
You
Kurt
fucking
Hammett.
people insane.
No, like they're gonna let me anywhere near fucking Kurt Hammett or fucking this guy. Dude. So whatever, man. How is everyone doing?
That's on you guys for believing that stupid shit.
Let's see if we lost any fucking. See if we had about 15. Now who the fuck knows? Who gives a shit? So Jim Campbell, anybody still watching? So if you guys are out there and you're watching, I'm gonna start actually sending
Jim
some real links
Campbell.
out.
Jim Campbell.
Oh shit! Yeah, hold on. Josh wants to come on. Let's get Josh on.
All right.
Whatever. Keep talking.
Yeah, because I'm gonna send Jim Campbell a link because that motherfucker keeps
Get
dodging us.
fucking Jim Campbell on. What the fuck? What's
He
going
keeps
on?
fucking dodging us.
Why the
Jim
fuck not?
Campbell.
Why the fuck not?
Jim motherfucking Campbell.
Baron, we'll get him on there. See if he wants to come on. Links out. I don't know. It's a weird time. Anyway, if any of you were upset about any of that, do not blame me. That was all Tony. It was all Sonny. I had nothing to do with that.
That's a great idea.
It was a funny idea. I did call that poor kid up and tell him to pretend to be Kurt Hammett. We literally, I'm not gonna lie to you, we pulled the surprise. We pulled that together literally like minutes before the show started.
Like
So
2 minutes before we went on. Like,
be happy you got what you got. We were just gonna be like, fuck you guys. Kurt Hammett ain't coming on. We thought we'd at least like try to put the creative fucking thought into it to make it fucking to make something out of it. There he is, Josh Latique. What's up, homie? How are
what's
you, brother?
happening?
1 second.
I knew you didn't believe that shit.
Wait, that wasn't Kurt Hammett?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Not bad. How are you?
Your volume's a little low, brother.
1 second. Is this a little better?
Not really.
Oh shit. Oh fuck.
What about now?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
much
it's better.
better.
Yeah. Sometimes the mic fucking does that, so I don't know.
Yeah, man, it's weird, man. It's fucking. Sometimes they kick on, sometimes they kick off. What's going on with you, bro? You're fucking like crushing it. Every time I turn Facebook on, you got a fucking another podcast running.
Dude, I was angry at you because I read your post and it said Zapatero Fat Man contest, and it was like no you said no spectators and no coaches, and my little peepee went meow. And I was like, well, what the fuck, man?
You're not fat enough?
Well, I ain't competing,
I'm fat
But-
enough. Come on.
but I'd be coaching. Bro, I'm 47 years old. I'm an aging pirate. I
Maybe
think
it's
my
time,
competition days are behind me.
Maybe it's time for Sunday to just do commentary instead of coaching.
Yeah, exactly. This is where you want me, behind the mic.
Get
I
your
heard
fucking,
Mr. Uncle Coach Kevin was going to be in this event.
I thought about that. When's it going to be? I might get in shape for that shit. Fuck it. That was William Murphy. I didn't think I had preferential entry though for not being a gym owner. I thought maybe I guess
You're in. You're in.
I might do that fucking thing. What the
Because you were
fuck, why not?
supposed to open a gym, and
Right,
the growth
one-
of
There you go.
you know, supposed tos and
There you go.
almost it
There you go.
counts.
That's right. I'm gonna run with that too. I like where that one went. So what's going on with you? How you doing, bro? You're fucking crushing those shows. How they going for you, man?
Can't complain. Another
Yeah.
Ooh, wait, that's a big old
Oh,
bag
no,
over there.
you fucking retard. That will get us arrested. You fucking dumb shit. The fucking doors are gonna get kicked down. They can find our IP address.
We don't get to have that over here. This is why you need to do it in person, man. Because you can't pass it through the screen. I have to bring my own.
Or at least put it down underneath. I didn't like a dumbass. I just grabbed it from nowhere.
There are still some things you need to be in person to do.
Oh, this chair sucks.
This is true. Yeah, I don't know, man. Life's pretty good. I can't complain too much.
Yeah, dude. Fucking
So you want to hear something?
Yeah.
You know, just to talk about, business a little bit. So my wife and I got $3,000 like injected into the bank, right?
Okay.
We thought that was our stimulus money.
this chair sucks.
Turns out that was actually my what do you call it? My advance on my SBA loan.
The ideal.
Yeah.
So you never got your stimulus money?
So I never got my stimulus money, but I got the advance on my loan, and it was needed. It came right at the right time. So I think they are processing this shit, man. I think it's just slow going because there's just so many fucking people.
Waving the smoke.
You're
out.
trying to wave the smoke from our screen out of the way. In front of
It's over on mine.
That's funny, dude. We'll smoke like 3 blunts in this tiny ass room before it's done, and like I literally have to like
Crazy.
fucking.
I
I could
can't-
cut a hole in the smoke.
I gotta go play fucking Call of Duty after this, so I can't get too fucked up. So I got like half with me.
What are you playing a league or just fuck
Yo,
off?
Fuck
I don't know,
those
is there like a thing?
7-year-old motherfuckers, man.
Is that like a
Dude,
thing? Is there?
I had to change my gamer tag because it used to be my Instagram handle, but I say some horrible shit to children on Call of Duty, so I had to change that. To Jenna was sitting there; she's like screaming at me. She's like, "You can't say that. All they have to do is search on Instagram that tag, and they're gonna find you, and they're gonna like just complain, and your world's gonna fucking be like fucked up from a troll."
Bro,
like, you know,
funny, dude.
I know where you're coming from, man. You got to get them out of their game mentally, and then you can fire on them, and you got them where you want them.
Listen, it's like when I do jujitsu. I just fucking talk a lot of shit and don't really do anything. So I mean, that's half the fun. It's not the actual playing of the game; it's the making children cry.
I'll bet you are a camper.
No, actually, I get too bored.
You run and gun?
It depends what game mode I'm playing. Like if I'm playing like hardcore search, then we have to fucking camp because that's part of the fucking game. But now if I play like Warzone, I'm fucking sprinting around trying to do something. Otherwise, I get bored.
Do you have like a crew that you play with normally, or you just go on there randomly and
Yeah,
find
dude,
out what happens?
we got a crew of jujitsu people. I play with Jordan Holly. I play with Danielle Kelly. I play Jake Probst up in Ohio, one of my white belts, but it's basically all jiu-jitsu people.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, I tried to play Call of Duty a couple times, but I just could never get into that shit, man. I'm just not. I've never like. I was never a gamer coming up, and like I'm about 10 years older than you guys are, so 15 years older than you are. But like when I was coming up, like the
Literally
games.
20 years older than me.
know. I'm so fucking old. Fuck you, kid. That's so true. Fuck yourself.
Sonny's 22 years older than me. He's almost my age.
No, I'm actually 22 years old. I just been doing jujitsu for 12 years. That's why I look like this.
Yeah, we never had the sophistication of our video games was nowhere near the sophistication of you guys' video games. So like we just fucking like they didn't really like become that important to us. Like we gamed and stuff like that, but it was like you guys like live for that shit. Those games are ridiculous
Yeah,
now.
Bro,
I've
I
never been a gamer, but
I grew up, I had a fucking Commodore 64, a computer.
Oh, it's
Okay.
crazy, dude. I remember
I
the
don't
fucking
know
Counter
what that
64. Was the fucking the Oregon Trail,
bro.
Wasn't that what you played the Oregon Trail on? It was like Commodore 64. Isn't that what you played that shit
No,
on?
Commodore 64 was like this like the first computer.
Yeah, it was
that
the first
like-
computer. It was like the 64-bit computer, and that was
Yeah.
like revolutionary. It was insane. Think
You,
about
you
that.
could you could write a program that would make your name go across
Yeah.
the screen 100 times, and that was like all you could do with it.
And now we could click a button on StreamYard and it'll do that for
Oh,
us.
God.
I know.
64 fucking bits is like, God, that's nothing. That's fucking like literally like our computers are fucking 10,000. Our phones are 10,000 times the processing
Yeah, didn't
power
they
of that.
say that the
100,000 times probably.
power of the computer that put the first person
Yeah.
on the moon was way less than what we have in our pocket now? Like,
Seriously. No, it's true. And it
Oh,
took
yeah.
up fucking like 6 rooms
yeah.
because it was all on films and shit like that.
Sonny,
It's
were you
insane.
alive for that?
Yeah. What's that?
Sonny, were you alive for that?
No, 73.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
But I was alive like long enough that to remember, this kind of phone, where you like put your finger in it and you had to do this.
the rotary phones.
The
and
rotary
shit.
phones, yeah. Like I remember like my first experience with the internet was fucking AOL, America Online.
Yeah, mine too.
I remember that.
I was
And then I remember the first time I saw Netflix, or not Netflix, Netscape. Netscape was the browser that everybody was using. Netflix.
Yeah, man, it's just
Blockbuster.
insane. It's insane how far technology has come in such a short period of time. Like the technological abilities that we had 20 years ago versus technological abilities that we have now are just
Well, dude,
fucking
even
like
fucking
insane.
3-4 years ago. Like,
yeah, it's insane.
like look at live streaming. I remember having
Right.
the hardest time the first like 6 Zapatero streaming events.
Right.
Like they didn't even have the whole point and shoot thing on your Facebook yet. And now we can fucking do this shit and everybody's got a podcast now.
Right, exactly. No shit.
Because all it
Right.
takes is a fucking browser
Well,
and
just-
a webcam.
Just think about that even aside from computer fucking terminals. Just think about that in terms of like everyone right now is talking in like random places around the fucking country or having a conversation like face to face and communicating. Just even think about that fucking concept 30 years ago.
Dude, this is
Yeah,
basically
not
how-
just the fucking idea of being able to do it.
like when people were like, "Oh man, Star Wars has holograms and shit like that."
Right.
That's what we're living now.
Right, exactly what we're fucking living now. It's insane. Like the fucking the science fiction of the past is like the reality of now. It's kind of fucking crazy, man.
We don't have any flying cars and shit, but
No,
you know.
not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
They're on the fucking horizon, dude. That's fucking cool, bro, man. What are you what have you been up to, bro? How's your gym doing? You've been fucking like doing all right with that? You doing your fucking
man. Lucky for me, we were like a new startup, so we had money saved because we didn't
Yeah.
think it was going to make money as fast as it did. But
Right.
yeah, I don't know. We're good. We paid April, May. We got waived for us by our landlord. I'm pretty sure I'm going to open up here in the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Dude, what do you think about fucking the harm that this may do to like the sudden renaissance that jiu-jitsu has undergone? You know what I'm talking about? Because the last 2 years, 3 years have been crazy. Like jiu-jitsu is huge. But like if this goes on too much longer and puts that much a lull, do you think it'll have an impact on that?
I really thought it was going to turn into like the early 90s again. For the longest time, I was sitting there at night thinking that, you know what, those 40-year-olds aren't going to want to go back to jiu-jitsu. It's only going to be fighters again. And the only way for coaches to make money will be to coach fighters in fucking MMA events and submission grappling. But it looks like it's bouncing back. So it's not as bad as, I thought it was. But, dude, gyms are closing. Look at what Gary Tonin said. He might have to close his fucking gym. Like, it's sad, but on one hand, from my like Darwinistic view, this is needed to happen because there were too many people out there who didn't know how to run a business with gyms, and the weakest will always die off. But from a personal side, I feel really bad because I don't want to see anyone lose their business.
Right. It's just creepy because like I think about those things too. And I think a lot of these guys, well, like there'll be a need for jiu-jitsu. So jiu-jitsu schools will be able to open up even if these guys fail and stuff like that. But I wonder if like there will be that same need. Like if there's going to, like you said, it's going to go back to just fighters and people that really want to train for MMA or do professional jiu-jitsu now at this point. It's not going to be like the Weekend Warrior guys. So like, will there be a need for all these other gyms? It's going to be tough, man.
I'm still getting leads.
Yeah, me too.
People
The whole time,
people are asking me,
Yeah.
is your gym open? And it's
Yeah.
like people are waiting to come back, man. Like
Yeah.
my current students that keep texting me and any news? And I'm like, yeah, no, I talked to the governor last night. He told me to go fuck myself.
Yeah,
Nothing
I've
yet.
been getting leads through this. Everybody wants to come back. I don't think I'm losing. The only people that I might lose are some of the kids because I could see parents being a little bit more careful, sending their kids back into like something like this where it's in close proximity. But all the adults want to come back, and I probably have more adults coming back than I started with anyway. So I don't know.
Sometime this week, I'm going to go get the antibody test. I think you could sign up for it at questdiagnostics.com.
They also have it
And-
at UTC.
Okay, yeah, because I'll feel a lot more comfortable opening up knowing that I've had this.
Yeah.
But
I
even
think a lot of us are going to come positive for it.
yeah,
I think so too, man. I mean, if the
I
numbers
agree.
that they speculate, or the ability for it to freaking spread as fast as it does, I imagine a lot of us probably had it.
yeah, because like the CDC is now saying that this is far more widespread than they initially thought, and it's funny that they say that because it's like I know so many people that right before the pandemic hit got really sick. Like, remember when Dom got sick
Yep.
and he
Yeah,
was
so was
coughing
I.
up blood?
Yep.
Like, dude, that was scary shit. And then Brian was the same way. I had that shit.
I had
Yeah.
a chest infection for like fucking 3 weeks, man.
Yeah,
4 weeks.
man.
Yeah,
It had to be.
There was a time in like January, February when everybody got sick, and like
Right.
you said, Dom ran through my gym too. I had a whole bunch of people getting sick. Landon, like one of my kids, had like pneumonia and an upper respiratory problem and stuff like that. So I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we test positive for it.
Yeah.
But who knows? Like,
I mean, nobody wants to become COVID top team, but it's bound to
hey,
happen.
listen, fucking Jordan Holly didn't close at all through this, and he's in Texas, middle of nowhere,
Man.
Texas. But like, he still has like 60, 70 students, and they were all training.
Yeah. See,
Hmm.
I think that, again, I always talk about what Will Murphy always says, and he says you have to take this on in like a municipality by municipality state. So you go to each
Yes.
little area, and then they just see, okay, what's going on here? Okay, cool, they're all right. They can do a little bit more. And someplace else, maybe it's a better, more widespread, more concern. They can't do as much. But it's time to start getting. I said 2 months. Like, I thought 2 months would be the timetable. But like, it's time for everybody to start getting back to the swing of things, and we can't jump right back in full speed ahead, but we take a few little steps just to kind of see how it works. Okay, then we go a few more and we see how it works, and then we go a few more and we see how it works until eventually we go back to business as usual.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking it would be probably June before we got to open back up. Like, I remember having a couple conversations with Sonny when this started out. Like, it wasn't going to be a fast thing, but now is kind of the time when everything's going to start rebounding. And dude, it sucks because like every day I see another person on Facebook that lost their business, and then every once in a while, like probably a couple times a week, I see somebody that ended up killing themselves. And it's really fucking sad, dude, because like we're lucky. Like, Sonny, you're 5 years in business now, and like I'm a year and a half, but I've been doing this for fucking 8-9 years. So I had a lot of time put in, but it's not someone who's had 25 years growing their business and then all of a sudden they lose it and that's all they
Right.
have, so like it's hard to just even imagine, because I know I'd be a wreck. I've been a wreck this whole time, just not being able to train, not being around my students and stuff like that, because I don't know, I guess I need them as much as they need me.
I think I told you that I broke all the poles in all my closets by trying to hang myself.
Yeah, man, that's why I just keep coming back, man.
It's
It's
too heavy.
I used to get real mad about the fact that the government isn't figuring out a way to get people money. And now I just really think that like there's no possible way that they would ever be able to figure out how to get everybody so much fucking money to keep them alive. It's just the reality of it is they're just not equipped to do it. And would be next to impossible for anybody to figure out how to do it.
Yeah,
And-
dude, I'm really afraid of the aftermath of this economy thing.
Oh, man, that's the frightening thing. That scares me a lot too, man, because like the problem is going to be is that people are not going to be working for a long time, and then they're going to get back and be like, oh, fuck, okay, cool, but they're not going to have expendable income. They're going to be having to fucking repay fucking debts and get back together again, which is going to fucking cripple the economy for a long time.
Yeah, it's going to be a long comeback, but I mean, historically, every recession, depression comes back with another boom. So, I mean, if
You
this
know
is
what
a-
LL Cool J says? Don't call it a comeback.
Hey, let's talk about Kyle's fight, because that was pretty fucking dominating.
Yeah, he's a bad dude, man. Kyle's a fucking tough kid, man. He
I'm so
he's an
happy.
awesome wrestler, man. Like, and he's just tough fucking. He's just a tough motherfucker. He got that like reverse kind of Kimura thing around the back. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Reaching in
like
the
he
back,
traps
he
the arm.
And
It's
then
his signature shit.
it
right
was
there.
slick
Off
the way
crossbody
he
back.
was. Yeah, it was slick the way he was catching the other arm.
He said he
around
learned that
his
from
neck.
Arroyo.
Yeah, it was pretty slick, man.
You know,
Yeah,
and
he,
that,
he was using the Khabib control for the ground and pound. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's just something wrestlers do. You know,
Yeah.
he might have Arroyo might have put it in his head, but I guarantee you that Kyle has been being taught that since he was like fucking
Right.
6
Right.
That opposite wrist grab. That's the wrestler move right there. You come up
Yeah.
and you grab that wrist,
Of course,
the wrist
now,
roll they call
what
it.
is your thought on this? Because I really do think that the ref should have stopped that shit. Like,
I mean, he definitely would not have been in the wrong to stop it, you know? And you see it in the UFC. There's so many different reffing styles. Like, imagine now on the amateur level, like, there's people in there who should not be referees. So,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
I mean, go ahead. I thought it was apparent that the guy couldn't defend himself intelligently anymore. He might have been getting hit as many times, but he wasn't going to get out of that fucking lock.
yeah, I didn't see, I've seen fights stopped for less, you know? But on the other hand, like, I tell all my guys, like, ground and pound should set up your submission. And, like, it did for Kyle. It just took more strikes than anticipated, you know?
Yeah.
But
right.
there are no TKOs in real life. You know, there's nobody waving it off. Like, you either fucking knock the guy out or you submit him, you know?
Right.
So I'm always teaching ground and pound to set up the chokes. And, like, Kyle's gotten way better at that.
Yeah.
What do you think about? So when I think about self defense and when I teach self defense style jiu-jitsu, and Rob Kahn used to always tell me this. He always used to say that, like, the choke is always king in self defense, simply because, like, if you got a pissed off dude that's angry and you break his arm, he's just going to be a really pissed off dude with a broken arm. If you put somebody to sleep, they're done. You put them to sleep. What do you think about that?
It's true. It wasn't Henzo that used to say, like, there's no tough guys when it comes to chokes or something like that.
Right.
Right.
And nobody's tough enough to. Yeah. No tough guys when it comes to choke. Nobody's tough to fucking take a choke.
I mean, on the other hand, if I snap somebody's leg in half, like,
Right.
as long as they're not on
That's
drugs,
probably going to take him out too.
yeah, as long as they're not on drugs, they're not going to be chasing after me. But
Right.
I mean, it comes back to the first one. You're cutting off fucking circulation to the brain. It's the same reason when we're doing, like, defensive firearms, you do 2 to the body, 1 to the head, you know, because the body might not finish it off. You got to fucking take it out where it is.
That's the reset button. That's what puts them all down.
Same
Your
thing as-
arm's off. No, it isn't. Just a flesh wound.
Look at fucking Vinny. Like, Vinny let his fucking shit snap in half,
My God.
and he didn't even
dude.
tap. He was
Dude, that
probably
was
like,
so
"Hey, we can
fucking
probably
gross,
stop."
man. Dude, how much of that,
That was
do you
crazy.
think? Because I watched it and I remember thinking to myself, man, you know, I've heard that Vinny's got, like, rubber legs, like he's stupid hard to fucking break. Like, how much it broke the bone, didn't it? Didn't it break the foot, the shin bone or whatever?
Yeah, it was real similar to the break I got on that last guy. He broke a spiral fracture in the fibula, right?
Okay.
So it's one of the shin bones. There's
Right.
the tib and the fib.
Right.
When I did it, it broke both. He got a spiral fracture in the fib.
Oh,
And that's
crazy.
definitely because, like you're saying, the flexibility. You know,
Right.
when you have somebody that's flexible in the ankles and stuff like that, like, I don't know if you saw the video after, but Vinny showed on his other foot, he could take his foot completely, like, 180 degrees.
Right.
So it's the
I saw
dexterity.
that. I saw that video. It's cool.
Yeah. So if you have, like, super loose ligaments, doesn't mean you're gonna fucking survive a heel hook. It just means it's gonna break you, you know, instead of tearing your shit.
Ugh.
But,
I remember I use that when I teach heel hooks, and you taught me that when you brought me in that one day, and you taught me some breaking mechanics. The break goes from the ankle to the knee, and then if they're fucking super stubborn, you break through that fucking leg when you hip in.
yeah,
And I guess that's what happened. Fucking, like, Craig Jones fucking had it, and then he fucking had it, and Vinny was like, no, but nothing, I'm cool, and they broke that motherfucker's leg.
yeah, fucking snapped it in half. What do you think about the Craig Wagner match?
Oh man, that's, you know, I didn't realize they had gone against each other before. I thought that they were
Character in that match.
yeah, but that so here's what I think about that. Obviously Wagner's fucking awesome, but I just think that Craig is so much bigger now than he was when they went that. I mean, Craig probably was
Well, it's not just that. I mean, like, he's an animal all over the place now.
yeah, but I mean, I mean, he was always an amazing submission grappler. I just think that also the fact that he's that much larger now means that Wagner's I think he's just gonna wear him down. I think he's gonna be too much. Those fucking inside Ashis and shit are gonna be so fucking strong and tight because his legs are so fucking big.
I mean, Wagner is good at getting out of leg locks. You know, he's good at not getting put into them. But you know, I don't know.
Or maybe he just takes it back. What do you think about that, man?
So I was gonna say he's good at not getting put in them, right?
Right.
When
Right.
he is in them, he tends to lose. If you one, Craig's too big. Two, it's a bad stylistic matchup for Wagner because everything that Wagner wants to do to Craig does better. Okay. And Wagner's passing style is a flow passing style. That's something Craig has to deal with all the time with Gordon. So Craig will be familiar with it. Wagner's most recent submission losses all leg locks. So if there is a submission in regulation, it's going to be Craig by leg lock. But if not, I think Craig just takes him out in overtime because it's sub rules. It's 5 minutes regulation, then EBI overtime.
Yeah, that's the. I think the biggest thing to all that is the fucking size, man. Like Craig is just so much fucking bigger now.
I don't
than he
think
was
Wagner
fucking-
can put a body triangle on him. You know,
I don't know that Wagner's going to be able to do anything to him. And I'll never fucking tell. I hope he's like, you know, I love Wagner, but fucking, it's just the truth. I just don't think he's going to be able to. He's got enough power or strength or anything. Craig Jones is just going to be, you know, equally, if not better, in technique in what he does anyway, and stronger. And it's just, you know, the bigger guy with fucking better technique. It's hard to fucking
Wagner
beat that.
fucking walks 170. Craig
Right.
walks 205.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, there it is. Well, fucking hey, dude. I mean, you bored? You want to hang out for a little longer? What are you gonna do? You want to go do your fucking game? I got nothing else going on. We can fucking, if you want to talk somewhere,
Yeah, whatever, man.
Fuck, dude,
I
I
got
don't
a couple
fuck it.
minutes.
whatever. I know you wanted to play your game and shit.
Shout out your podcast. What's your podcast?
Oh yeah, my podcast is On Board with Star Lord.
And you're syndicating on Simplecast, right? So you're
Yep,
going out to like Apple and everything.
I'm on everything right now. But honestly, most of the viewership comes live on Facebook and YouTube. Like last month, I hit like 47,000 hits on the podcast, which is
Awesome,
fucking
man.
insane.
That's
And
awesome, bro.
definitely-
Good.
Definitely because of YouTube and Facebook ship.
Yeah, that's dope, dude.
I told people to check you out. That's why that happened.
Yes, the power of Sonny Parlin.
You're back up. You're on the BJJ Fanatics too, right? Don't
No,
you?
not-
I
not
saw
yet,
you
not
up on. I saw you on one of their fan pages or something like that. I thought
Oh
I saw
yeah,
it up on
yeah.
there.
I mean, they're like I posted in all the fucking groups
Right.
and shit like that.
Right.
I am working on setting something up with Fanatics when this is all over. I got a couple things I'm gonna get out there, but I'm mostly doing my own shit. It's more for saying, "Oh, hey, I got a BJJ Fanatics thing." So
Right. Yeah. That's dope, man. Well, fucking
Yeah,
hey, but you
how much do you weigh right now?
who me? Oh, I'm fucking
Yeah.
huge. I don't even talk
Dude.
about it. I don't have a scale. I haven't fucking got on one, so fucking I haven't been doing
Listen.
anything, man.
Here's a word of advice: raise the camera up.
I don't
Like,
feel like. But
dude,
it's this fucking chair,
It's like a
man.
food
This
baby.
is the broken chair.
You cannot see below my shoulders. I'm doing the fucking Joe McBride right now.
Yeah,
I'm
but when I-
hiding the gut.
when I scoot up, it hurts my fucking back. This is the shit chair because I can't use Kara's chair because he's fucking working. This chair's broken. I got like 4 pillows on it and shit. Thank you. I am fat. I'm disgusting right
That's
now. I
some
haven't done
fucking
anything.
mansplaining right there, dude. I'm fucking fat right now too. I'm fucking 240 right now.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
Pissing me off too, bro. I was so fucking getting into it. I was grappling so fucking good lately, bro. Seriously, man, my game is just getting so good. I feel that like I am more technically sound in my jujitsu than I've ever been in my entire life. The problem is I'm just so fucking old now. And I say this all the time, but it's really just getting to the point where I'm just like, fuck this. Like going in there and having to fucking like bang it out against fucking Dan Martinez and fucking Arroyo and Spencer and go fucking hard. You know what I mean? It's just like I just don't
Hey,
fucking I
That's
want
the
to
reason
do
I
it.
don't go to pro trainings.
Right. Dude, I'm just getting tired. I mean, it sucks. But I really, really, really wanted to make a run for that ADC this year. The ADCC this year. This is going to be my last year, and I was going to fucking go out there and really. I feel like I really have a game that could win it in that, and I felt like this was going to be the year, and I was going to try my ass off. But then
you
all this
always
fucking
do
shit happened.
well at the trials. But the other thing is, you got to think how many people are going to be willing to travel to the trials this year.
That's right.
It
That's
might be
right.
like those West Virginia ones back in the day, where like fucking everybody won.
Right. Yeah. It's even they fucking even God. We don't even know what the fuck's gonna happen, dude. I'm sure. I'm gonna
Yeah,
quit
I
being
don't-
defeatist. Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
fucking.
and-
Shit's gonna get back to normal.
Listen,
again.
Submission Underground's running events.
Yeah.
Third Coast is coming back running events. I'm running an event June 27th. Fight
Yeah.
the Wind's running events now. So we
Yeah.
are on the tail end of this.
I see
But,
that too, man.
Yeah, no, it just sucks because there was a lot of momentum going. Like, dude, I was 225. I
Right.
was nice and light. Oh, fucking Werther's calling me. Hey, Werther.
Werther.
Yeah, but dude, like I was down to 225. I was lifting, I was rolling, I was doing fucking everything. Business was good, everything was coming together. But that I don't want to be that guy that was like, if you didn't fucking do anything during this quarantine to make yourself better, fuck you. But like this was a lot of time to kind of pivot. I had to fucking pivot, like my
Right.
gym wasn't making money. I needed to fucking make money, so I started a fucking podcast, and started getting more sponsors and shit like that. Like, I don't know. There's always,
Bro, I took the time to get better at bass and release music.
yeah, I saw you were fucking doing a lot more music than you have been. Like, every time I look at your story,
Dude,
it
I got
looks
some shit coming out too. It's gonna be fucking
Hey,
fire.
I forgot. I was supposed to ask you, who the fuck was that rapper guy that tried calling you?
That what?
that black guy that tried calling you that you posted on Instagram.
Oh,
like a
okay.
radio
So that his name is Big Seven. And so what happens is they run an unsigned hip hop artist radio station where if you want to call in, you can pay a certain amount of money, and they call it Stop in the Bank, and they'll play your song and review it. And they ask people, like the people who are listening, for grades on your song, and people send in their grades. So it's a great way to get exposure on your song.
Yeah.
So what happened was I had done the Stop the Bank thing, but for some reason they missed it, and I just kind of gave up on them and I went to sleep. Well, I woke up because I thought I heard my phone ring, and it turns out it was him trying to call me. And when I saw it on Instagram, like he was fucking like live streaming the whole like thing where he's trying to call me. It was fucking hilarious because when he heard my voicemail, he thought it was funny and shit. And then I got a clip of him like, you know, getting into the song and shit, you know. So
That's funny.
this is
I'm
cool.
gonna
I got
totally-
JR right here. JR and the Beats got a fucking song out
Yeah.
called
I'm gonna-
All Day.
I'm totally gonna steal that for jujitsu. So if you want to get exposure and stop the bank on my podcast, send me $20.
That's awesome, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you, it works. Like he's like, it was his birthday, and you know, so he was like, hey, it's my birthday. Show me some Cash App love, and then people just Cash App this fucking dude money.
Hey,
Like,
listen,
all
we need to get
fucking
that shit
night.
going.
All right,
Cash that me
so-
some money, motherfucker.
another guy that I play Call of Duty with. You guys remember Billy Thomas, brown belt from Minnesota, model looking kid?
Billy Thomas, maybe.
He was in a couple
Maybe if I
fucking
saw him.
shows. Dude, he's like a fucking gorgeous kid. But he now has 500,000 followers on TikTok, and he goes live on TikTok, and people just send him money. Like he sits there and he smiles.
So what
He's
is is he like take his shirt off and shit? Is he like a
No,
Nicky
just-
Rod thing or what?
just like, hey, how you guys doing? And
What
just
the
hopping
fuck,
up to people.
dude? I just don't
How the
get it.
fuck do I do that? Why can't I fucking do that?
Well, I mean, we're too fucking ugly. Like this is
What the fuck,
That's
man?
what it is,
100%
man.
man candy. And
I'm
like,
starting another podcast called The Crockett and Tubb Show with my upstairs neighbor, Jesse. And it's just going to be about like smoking weed and fucking reviewing funny videos, like people crashing and, you know, crashing their cars or whatever. But like, yeah, man, and like now's the time to get creative and come up with ideas and do fun new things. And it's like, why the fuck not, man?
That's what I keep saying to everybody. But everybody comes on the show, and like the guys that I know that are doing okay, that are not losing their fucking minds, are the ones that are fucking trying to make something out of this. You know what I mean? And you can. There's ways to capitalize on everything. Like, and if you put your mind to it, you know, we're smart people. You can sit around and whine about it, or you can go out and be like, okay, fuck, what do I got to do? Let's figure this shit out. Let's fucking hustle, because I'm gonna hustle my motherfucking ass off, because that's how I got to survive. That's all I got.
Yeah, dude, I totally get it. Like, I mean, I've still been going crazy, but I've just been busting my ass trying to build one thing or the other, you know. And I do think getting a different like a set of skills or a different like, because I can't sit here and podcast all day. Like,
Right.
I can do 2 shows max, maybe 3. But that playing guitar, getting into gaming a little bit, working out, like,
Right.
you just got to get yourself a new routine, you know. And it's tough because I'm a very routine based person, and Jenna knows, like, if my routine gets fucked up, I get like cranky, like bad. Like I'm like fucking PMSing. I lose my shit.
How has quarantine changed your masturbation habits?
Speaking of routine,
Way less.
I
I don't know why, but
I have a
probably-
theory that there's going to be a lot of babies born in December.
Oh yeah, I would assume so as well. But yeah, all right.
I'll
I'm
hit-
gonna
I'll
let
hit
guys
you
go
up.
'cause I gotta call where they're back.
hey,
so-
do you think, kid, bro? Thanks for coming
All right,
on,
man.
brother.
Yeah,
You're
thanks for
awesome,
coming
man.
on.
Be good, homie. Star Lord Josh LeDuc.
Look at that. We had 2 celebrities on today.
49. Anybody else want to jump on this motherfucker? Let's get the fuck out of here, dude. I'm tired. I think we fucking sufficiently bored the piss out of everyone so far.
There we have it. I still think we can bore more people.
Who else? I sent a bunch of fucking links. I know there's like 5 of you motherfuckers watching. If all 5 of you guys clicked on the goddamn link, we could all fucking have fun and talk to you for a little bit, and it would make this so much more fun.
Hang on, I'll send out some.
There's 5 of you watching. Just somebody just jump on here and talk some shit with me.
My corona. People eating fucking bats. Eating fucking bats. People eating fucking bats of my corona.
That's very nice. That was pretty.
You like that?
Very pretty.
I fucking made that up.
So I really thought the Kurt Hammett bit was fucking perfect. I thought that was amazing. I thought we did a better job than I was hoping.
You're humble, too.
Yeah, you know, I just thought it was pretty
Humble as well.
Humble pie. It is now 6:51. I sent a bunch of links out. I think it's a bad time. I think on Monday night at 6 is probably bad. People are probably driving and shit. I don't know. You want to talk to Jay? Jay said he'll jump on whenever. See what he's doing. I sent Jay a link. Jay, if you're watching, if you're bored, you want to jump on. He's on Facebook right now.
Who?
Jay Ragabuda.
Who?
Jay fucking Smash Jay.
Oh. How do you spell his last name?
Ragabuda. I already sent it to him.
Oh.
Ragabuda or whatever. Oh God. Well,
Why are you
if
giving
you
me
don't-
so much shit?
I'm not giving you shit. No one likes this.
I don't deserve to be treated this way.
I love you too.
Don't worry, I'm not going to do that again.
Thanks, man.
My corona.
Well, I don't know how much longer I have of this. If no one else, was Alan Brody? What do some of the comments say? Go! I just want to read some of the comments just to see how pissed off people were about fucking. I'm just curious to see who fucking actually thought we were gonna have her hammering on here.
Fake advertising.
Go! Is that all the bullet one at a time? That'll be something we could do. Go lower at the bottom. I just want to see like the timeline of people's reaction
that's
to
it.
finding out. Is that the bottom of it?
Yeah.
All right, let me see them all. I'll put it back up there.
Hold on, bitch. Hold your horses.
He's fucking busy. He ain't gonna come on. You coming on?
I don't know what the fuck he's
Did
doing.
he say he wanted to come on?
I shared it like an asshole.
Keep going.
Got him.
You know what? To tell you the truth, I didn't even care if it was funny. I enjoyed the fuck out of it. Fuck you guys. I thought it was amazing. What's next?
Mark Flynn, man, I haven't talked to you in fucking
Jeez.
ages, man. Like, let me send you a link.
They're not fucking watching. There's only 5 people watching, man.
Who cares? I want to talk to Mark Flynn.
I want to read the fucking comments. You do that from your phone so we can keep fucking doing this.
Yeah. I think this is Mark Flynn.
All right.
I think I'm sending you the correct
All
link.
right. I'll pull it back up again. What's next?
All right. What else? Have you guys said about going on Twitch? Plenty of new people to reach, and they can throw money at you.
Who is that? Monster Lobster in the house.
Yo, what's happening?
What's
What
up,
did you
Monster?
think of our interview with Kirk?
How'd you
Hammett?
like Kurt Hammett? It was pretty cool, right?
Disgusting. Very disappointed in you guys.
That's so much fun. I just
Yeah.
don't, Sonny. I don't even care if it was funny. I don't give a fuck. I had fun. I know there's so
Yeah.
many people that really thought that motherfucker.
I was like, what? I was like, how the hell did they get that to happen? I was like, what? I was,
That
man.
make me so happy.
Mark Flynn, I'm trying to send you a link, but I can't find you on Facebook.
Monster, what's going on with you, brother? How you doing, man?
Oh, just fucking coronavirus in
I'll
it
send
up,
it to
you
him.
know?
Yeah. How the
Yeah,
kids going?
Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de
Kids are
Mayo?
great.
Yeah. Go back so I can see
Yeah.
his fucking face.
Kids are good, man. Kids are
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Lots of working on the yard. Can't wait for jiu-jitsu to start back up.
Oh shit, dude. What are you? What's
How
what's
far
it
out
like?
are you guys?
What?
What? We're in Sarasota. We're in Bradenton.
No, how far out are you from?
I
What the fuck
I
are you
mean-
talking about?
yeah. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I think we're probably. I mean, I don't know. They haven't really given us any guidelines. I think
Yeah.
Matt said something about the 15th. I don't know if that's the case or not, but
This is Florida, son.
yeah,
We're rogue.
we're
out
fucking
down here.
crazy.
We're
That's like Maine though. You
like,
guys are
we're
fucking
part of the
Maine-
union, but we do our own fucking thing. You know what I'm
Listen,
saying?
Maine has like 35 people in the hospital right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Like 1,000 people have had the coronavirus. 50 people have died. And
Yeah.
our governor shuts everything down, dude. She kills us.
Yeah,
She's
that's,
gonna be the death of us.
How far are you from Old Orchard Beach and Saco?
My family owns most of Old Orchard.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful beach, man. I love the
Yeah,
the pier.
My father-in-law owns all the parking lots down there. Like all the paved parking. He owns all those. He owns, I don't know, maybe 15 or 20 different restaurants that he rents out.
your father-in-law's badass, dude. Your father-in-law's awesome, dude. We
He's
hung out in
something, dude.
Vegas.
He's
He was
something.
there. He was there the night when we had at the contender, right? He came up there for the contender series, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, what a fucking nut! Fuck, how
Remember what
crazy
he
was that
said?
fucking weekend?
Dude, you know, and I know his wife doesn't watch his show, but
Right.
I don't know if I was with you. Can you go out, please? Not in here. Thank you.
Where can I go? Just not in here.
That's right. Lay down the motherfucking law. Lots of lops in the house.
Where do you want me to go? Not in
Mr.
here.
Manny.
Go ahead.
So me and I don't know if it was you, Kevin. We were going back to the hotel room, to my father-in-law's hotel room, and he was like, "Hey, listen, you guys, don't come in here right now. I got the Uber driver up here. She's giving me a blowjob."
Dude, he's a trip, bro. And he's just straight up fucking like Maine fucking hardcore motherfucker. Hey, what's up,
Dude,
brother?
did
How
you
you
see
doing?
you see that room? That room was like 12 grand a
Bro,
night.
that really- bro, you were like pouring me shots of Johnny Walker Blue, and I was like, bro, I don't want to. Ah, fuck it, go ahead, have another one.
It was like $500 a bar.
Yeah, right. It was like fucking like $300 a fucking shot and shit.
Oh my god.
That's
Yeah,
cool. That was a
no.
good time, bro. That was a fucking
Oh,
dude. That
dude,
was
we-
insane.
We do it again. I
Oh,
cannot
we gotta
wait
do
to
that again, bro. Fuck yeah. How for this year, bro? This year, I didn't go last year. We're doing it this year, bro.
It's
We're gonna make it
freaking
happen.
on, dude. I'm going this year. I'm
We're gonna get
winning this
fucking
year.
sunny out there too, man. You just put your
Dude.
fucking gear on and come do the Masters Worlds.
Oh,
It's
you
so much fun, dude.
Stop.
It's so much fun. You don't have to just fucking do the tournament just to say fuck it. They don't even have to train
You
for
know, here's the thing, right?
That's what I did. I didn't train for it, and I won it.
it.
let me just tell you something about these Masters Worlds, okay? I'm 47 years old.
Yeah,
you know who
I'm
else is
45.
40? You know who else is 47 years old? The fucking masters of this fucking
Oh
shit.
yeah, I know. That's why it's so much harder to fucking win
Fucking
that shit. at
Kurt
Black Belt.
Osiander and
That's why it's
fucking
so
all
fucking
these
hard.
fucking
Yeah,
old
fuck
school
them
OGs.
Fuck them motherfuckers. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You go out there compete with it. And like I
It
said,
is,
it's not
dude.
about the
You know what,
competition. Come
son?
party with us.
It's some of the best times I think I've
I don't
ever
want to
had.
fight those guys. I want their fucking autograph.
It's so much
Dude,
fun,
It
dude.
was so much fun. We had a blast out there. We went out. No one.
I know.
expected
I've been to
win.
California with Kevin. I know it's fun. Believe me.
Dude. Kevin, I left those guys in the dirt. Me and
Oh,
Eric
yeah, you
Parker,
You and
me
Eric Parker are
Parker
nuts.
Left them in the dirt.
I can't hang with you motherfuckers. We went out twice with you guys, and it almost fucking killed me. But we were there for fucking. We were there
Dude,
like 8
Kevin,
days.
How was it? Sonny, I hit like $3,000 on the freaking.
That's right, on this
freaking
slot machine.
right? I hit $3,000 on the slot machine, and I had like what Kevin and a couple other fighters. with me,
Sonia.
and I was like, hey, you know what? I gave
Bring Jay in.
you each like how many? I gave you like each like $300 or $400, right?
Yeah.
I hit $3,000, and then I'm like, hey, let's go to the strip club. We go to the strip club. I just freaking. I was like, hey, found money, dude. Found
We
money.
met
Let's
that.
spend
Remember
it,
that
right?
dude from Tampa? The fucking guy that knew you from Tampa. What the fuck was his name? Red's brother or some shit like that. Remember that dude, man? That was hanging out with us, and we knew that we met that
Oh,
dude
yeah,
from Tampa.
With the masks.
Yeah, dude.
The wrestling mask. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
his wife's
yeah.
like a WWE.
Yeah,
wrestler.
then we went to the fucking pool party with him the fucking next day, and sure, the later in the week and shit. Oh,
Yeah,
dude, what a,
yeah, yeah.
bro, 8-5. What's up, Jay? How you doing, brother, man?
What
All
up,
right?
man? What are you
Good,
guys
man,
doing?
good.
This conversation
Fucking
sounded
chill,
so
you know?
fun.
Fucking off. You know Monster Lobster, right?
What's
You
up,
were-
man?
Yeah, what's up,
Yo.
brother, man? So we're talking about when we went to Vegas and we went for the Masters Worlds and we were there. It was the same weekend as one of our fighter friends was going on the contender. Matt Frivola was going on the contender. So like normally the Masters Worlds goes from fucking, we get there Wednesday and we leave on Sunday and we just fucking, whoever competes whenever. Then when you're done, you just fucking party like a rock star in
Oh,
Vegas.
yeah.
all the
Right.
time. So
Right.
like normally go home on Sunday, but the contender series is going to be on Tuesday. So we strung fucking 2 more days together of the trip to go out and watch our buddy do the fucking contender
I
series.
lost you. Hello?
That's awesome.
Yeah, can you hear us still? Monster, can you hear me? Oh, fuck, that sucks. Monster, can you hear me? You back on? Oh, that blows. This is a good story.
Oh, my man. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Monster, log back in again.
Yeah, what year was that? What year was that for Masters Worlds?
That was 2 years ago. It wasn't
Yeah,
last
all right,
year,
so-
the year before that.
And that was
Maybe
the same
three,
year they
maybe
had the
three.
Vegas. Same year they had the Vegas Open there, right?
Yes, it was the first year they had the Contender Series. So I think it's probably been 3 years since the Contender Series went.
So I had to work. It was like the third weekend in like August, right?
Right.
So I have a business trip that I have to go to Vegas for.
Right.
It's almost every year. And I said, you know what? I'm
You
going to
good,
pair
Monster?
it with. What's up, man?
Monster, can you hear
So I
us?
said,
Yeah, I lost
All right,
you.
good,
for a
yeah,
second.
sorry,
Billy
sorry.
Q was calling me.
Oh, get him to come on. Get him to come on. All right, sorry, Jay.
No.
Yeah,
It's not time.
so-
We don't need Billy Q.
I said, I had my buddy come out and I'm like, dude, Masters Worlds, man. We'll watch Masters Worlds. And we're like, it's a dude that commentates with me all the time. And,
Right.
and I watch a lot of jiu-jitsu, but I have to be honest. And with all due respect, Masters Worlds in the gi is not one of the most
No.
entertaining shows to watch
Not
as
at
a
all,
spectator
dude.
from the stands.
Not at all, fucking
About an
all.
hour in, there was like dude, seriously, every mat was like 2-0. That's it. Just they get on top, they get the takedown and wait. We were like an hour in, like, man,
Especially like
it's
the
gonna be a
black
long
belts.
day.
That's why it's so hard
have
to
a
win
game
that
plan.
bitch at black belts when you get up high like that, because those motherfuckers, those old Brazilian motherfuckers that have been training, like, because that's the difference. Like when you're a 40-year-old brown belt, like when you're a brown belt and 40 years
Yeah.
old, like everyone's is 40 years old. Everyone's a brown belt, But when you're a fucking black belt and you're 40 years old, like you could have been a black belt for fucking
I've been a black
year
belt
and a half.
12 years.
But like you're going against dudes that could have
I'm
been
not a
black
black belt.
belts for like fucking 20 years.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah.
talking
Tell you how
about?
to solve
what
it.
I meant
Yeah.
to say was
Sonny, check it
I've been
out. No,
training
listen.
for 12 years.
Hold up, Sonny. Check it out. How good you wrestling?
you
You want to win it? You want to win that? I don't give a shit what black belt shows up. You know how to defend that black belt shit. You need to get some black belt wrestling.
Yeah,
Get
That's it,
fucking-
man.
You
Yeah,
know
that's
what
all it
you
was.
do?
It was
Oh,
take down. That's it. If you got on top, it was
take down. You
done, man.
You're done. Game over, dude.
coaches yelling, "Hold! Don't move!" Like,
And,
dude, it's 30 seconds
these
in.
these old fucking Brazilians that have been training for so long, they have such an understanding of grips and
Yup.
gi and shit like that they know the fucking IBJJF rules, and they know how to do just enough to fucking make it look like they're not stalling, and they know how to
It,
fucking like
man.
pretend like they're going for a sweep and sell it so they get an advantage out of it, and they're hard as fuck. I still want to win that motherfucker just because I want
Yeah.
to, and I think
Well,
I
you
can
know,
do it. But
Because Pete hasn't.
I know, fucking Pete. But anyway, we were out there for the fucking. We had the Masters Worlds, and then we were staying for Matt Frivola's fight in the fucking Contender for that. So the Contender fight was on a Tuesday, and we were gonna leave Wednesday. So that's fucking like 8 days.
I was
In
there
Las
for
Oh,
10.
Vegas.
jeez.
I stayed
It's a
for
long
10.
time in
Bro.
Vegas.
I
Dude.
extended my stay.
When I tell you, man, we had the last thing we had to do was to go to the Contender fight. And it's our boy out there fighting, so we got to get fucking amped
Yeah.
up. Dude, when I tell you I had to rally with like every ounce of energy I had in my body. And like when I got through with that, when I yelled the last time for Matt Frivola winning and fucking took a picture, I had nothing left to give.
Dude. Yeah, listen, we would listen. It was probably 7 or 8 days straight after we had competed. We would go out from till 5:30 in the morning. I'd go back to the hotel room, usually with some people. All right, all right. Those people would leave like an hour later.
By people, you mean hookers.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Nah, Monster Lobster is a married man. He
She was a nice lady.
He was a good boy. He's
was
always
with my
a good boy.
father-in-law.
Always a good
I
boy.
couldn't do nothing wrong. My father-in-law was there with me.
His father-in-law was exactly. You can't cheat on your fucking wife when you're hanging out with your father-in-law. Nobody's that big of a fucking scumbag.
So he goes. So I would get back. We get back to the room at 5:30, spending about an hour partying, and then everyone leave. And then I would wake up at like 8:30 in the morning and go to a pool party. All right, and that would last till like 4 or 5
Every day he did it.
every day.
I went out with you
Like, it
guys
was
like
my
3
job.
times on the 8 days, and I was like, I just can't do it anymore. It was cool, wasn't it? Wasn't it also?
Disappointed. I thought you were gonna bring it harder than that, dude.
I came. I hung with you guys a couple times. I did fucking
I'll
that
tell you
one
what,
night at the Voodoo Lounge was badass.
The time that I went to California with Kevin was it was for the Nogi Worlds. I don't know. I think maybe two back or something like that.
Way more than that. Like
Nah.
4 ago, brother.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's been a while.
Long time.
But dude, that's when I learned there was a real difference between like California weed and fucking Florida weed.
Yeah.
Because, dude, me and Kevin got so fucking baked, and then we went live. Fucking Zapata fucking starts filming us live, right? And next thing you know, we're telling stories, and we're in this tattoo shop, and my wife's getting a tattoo. We're fucking dying, dude. We're like laughing our fucking asses off so bad you can barely understand what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there is some funny shit on that. I think we have
Dude, that was the year.
we have
Dude, that
somewhere.
was the year. This is a fucking funny story. That was the year we were because when you go to the Nogi Worlds, like it's fucking cool. Like when you're a black belt at the Nogi Worlds, like you get to go back to have like a little. It's in Anaheim, and they have like a little section quartered off that's like for the black belts to hang out at. And you go back in there, like fucking, Hodger Gracie's over here, like Coverino, and fucking like 8 of the Gracies just hovering in the corner. Well, anyway, like it's also right next to the main stage where the main mat is. So in the final match was AJ Agazan was going against, fucked if I could remember whoever the fuck it was, right? And he didn't really have a coach. He had some guy that was there that was like yelling for him and shit like that, but it wasn't really his coach. And I knew AJ from a while. You remember AJ? You knew AJ and shit like that.
I competed against him.
Yeah, right. I had some kind of history with. He kind of trained with us for a hot minute down there in Tampa back when he was a fucking purple belt. I don't even think he got his black belt yet, maybe a brown belt. So like he was out on the mat.
Gracie Barra guy.
Yeah, Gracie Barra guy. He was out on the mat competing, and like, I was fucking like saying, not fucking coaching him, but like I would be like, oh, dude, hey, AJ, you're because no one was yelling anything.
Yeah.
I'm looking around like, dude, hey, AJ, you're down by a fucking advantage. You know what I mean? Like, you got to go or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Just doing shit like that. Well, so I do that, right? And I walk over and I'm like, oh man, that's fucking great. And I walk over in the corner and I see Wagner Hocha, fucking Cyborg, and fucking a couple other fucking Fight Sports guys sitting in the corner. Me and Wagner are boys too. That new Wagner fucking right. So I walk up and I'm like, hey, what's up, boys? How you doing? And Wagner looks at me and goes, Kevin, my friend, like how can you betray me like this? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he goes, so I'm watching the match and I'm watching AJ go, and I hear somebody screaming and cheering him on from the sideline, and I looked and I'm like, it's Kevin. And I'm like, oh man, fucking Wagner, dude. Bro, I'm sorry. Bro, they fucking hate each other. And it was funny because like he was giving me shit. But you know how the motherfucking Brazilians are. Like they fucking there's half fucking like realness to everything they say and shit.
For sure.
Yeah, that was fucking great. That's a funny fucking story, man. Dude, yeah, but fucking A, bro. That fucking that weekend was crazy. That Vegas fucking trip was nuts, dude. Like that shit almost killed my ass. But remember that fucking Matt Fravola's dad took us out to eat twice? Remember that? And we fucking went to have fucking dinner. We hung out with fucking Ray
You
Longo
remember the
and
dinners?
Fuck yeah, dude. That motherfucker bought us that fucking. He took us all, man. Matt Fravola's dad took all the coaches, all Matt Fravola's coaches from like the old school days and like a couple of friends. She took us all out to fucking like 6 in Vegas, like or 9, whatever fucking.
Ridiculous.
This
What a
fucking
time.
like at the time like the baddest fucking steakhouse in Vegas and bought us all fucking dinner. And then after
Right.
Matt won, he took us to fucking Joe Stone's Crab in fucking in the Palm for Joe Stone Crab. It's fucking amazing.
Right.
I think our viewers are very, very interested to know where you guys had dinner like 5 years ago. So let me ask you a question,
guys,
Jay.
Hey,
Smash
I'm gonna
Bash.
head out.
Yo.
Hey, Monster, you the man, kid.
You're so
the
fucking
best, bro. I
boring.
appreciate it, bro.
Our
Be
guest
good.
is leaving.
What are you talking about? What the fuck did you just talk about for 30 fucking minutes? We were fucking I was gonna mute your fucking microphone. At least they're fucking laughing when I tell a fucking story. It sounds like you're fucking having a seizure.
Oh man.
Monster, I love you, brother. Be
My
good, my
wife
man.
just walked in the room. I can't talk about this shit no more.
What a wonderful husband you are.
right,
Be
see you,
good, my
bud.
man. Fucking
But-
monster. Monster's a trip, dude. Me
So
and Monster
Smash
go
Pass,
at it.
where's that
What's up?
sexy model student of yours? Why don't you send him a link?
Oh man, he's probably working out or
Yeah.
eating.
Fuck me. He won't fucking.
He's
answer
literally
fucking-
taking a shit, working out, or eating.
He doesn't
Or is
fucking.
it one of the three?
He doesn't take
Dude,
it.
so
He
Fight
doesn't
to Win's
answer.
coming back.
I saw that, man. Yeah.
Jits King
Yeah,
King
Jits
put
King
out.
is coming. Yeah, they got dates set, man. I hope
Yup.
that they can keep it, man. I don't know. I guess well, see, so if you're thinking about it from a broad point of view, if they're able to set these dates, see, this is the thing though. Have they actually attached venues to those dates yet? Because that's
Yeah,
the
so-
biggest thing with the factor.
Yeah, Jits King. So they're not going to have fans. So
Right,
remember, it doesn't
okay.
have to be an actual.
Right.
They could do it in a
Right.
warehouse for all
Right.
they. They
Right.
don't
So
need
right.
anything.
Right. Exactly.
So I think I think Fight to Win announced 3 in Dallas, 2 in LA, 1 in Philly.
Right.
I think is what he just announced for the next like 5-6 weeks, starting not this weekend, next weekend. 15 matches per event. So he's probably going to get 15. That's nice, man. Hey, dude, that'll be a nice little 2-3 hours of jiu-jitsu that we get to watch. That's live that we've never seen before.
Yeah. No shit, man.
Excited about that, man.
Yeah, dude.
And then
like,
Jits King, it's a 185-pound tournament down there.
saw that. My buddy, I bet Dan Martinez is gonna get in shape for that. I'm sure he will.
Yeah.
Dude, I miss fucking
Yeah.
training, man. I was just telling Josh, like, I'm so fucking out of shape. It's weird too, because like I miss it, but there's a part of me that's like just feels like, wow, like this has been awesome. Like,
waking up without pain.
well, it's dude, like it's hard to fucking explain this, and it's not like I'm fucking doing so much, but like I've spent the last 4 years of my life constantly concerning myself with, this fucking podunk super fight I got coming up, or I got the fucking ADCCs coming up next month, or I'm talking about, or I want to get ready for the Masters Worlds, and it doesn't sound that difficult. Like it's still fucking like it makes you want to go do things. It makes you have to drive. It makes you have to continue to train because you're like, oh fuck, I got to do this. It's fucks you up, man. It's to the point now like I feel cool because I don't have to think about that shit, man.
Yeah. What do you miss? The live training?
Yeah, I mean, I do love to train, but the idea is like I feel like cool. Like I just don't really give a fuck. Like it's been so cool to get away from it. Like it's almost cooler.
Bro, I'm telling you, I've never had this much time in my life.
Yeah, it's
ever.
nuts, man. It's nuts, dude.
Well,
And you know what? I'm watching a ton of jiu-jitsu. I've watched looking at videos, I do breakdowns for
I've been
stuff
doing
like that.
fucking podcasts and all kind of shit. I've been fucking crushing it on podcasts, doing every fucking week and shit like that. But like,
have you picked up any new hobbies or anything, or learned any new skills or anything like that during the COVID?
So my business stayed very busy. Part of my business, I sell PPE stuff to municipalities and utility companies and stuff like that. So my business was very busy during this time period. But honestly, with the off time, other than just spending it at home, my son and my wife, the only other thing I've been doing, I started watching Parks and Rec.
That's a funny show,
dude,
man.
I've done just a lot of like video breakdown. Not only did I post for the student page for South Jersey Jiu-Jitsu, like I'll do breakdowns of either matches from our competitors, our white belt competitors, blue belt. I'll pull up their matches and I'll break them down. And show you
why don't you fucking give me with you sometime, dude? We'll do a fucking breakdown together, bro. If you want to do some.
I love them. I do them all the time. I just did a Marcelo Garcia one. I just did a.
You know how to record that shit and stuff. If we fucking
bro.
Kevin's gonna
hell
be like,
no, man.
Yeah,
you know what I do? I screen record and just talk over it. I just hit pause and slide it back and forth. I don't know.
We'll figure it out, but I'll hit you up on a Zoom meeting or something.
Kevin will be like, and that's when Marcelo knew he fucked up.
I feel like you're such an awesome dude. I'd love to fucking sit and talk to you and watch if I can break down some fucking matches and shit.
Yeah. So, dude, I hurt my neck it's been like 6 years or so, where my neck is pretty shot. Like I can't roll hard at all, even if I'm rolling with like light dudes, like when I have to frame off my arms, dude, my neck, it's just unbearable. The last time I was at the doctor, they told me I need, as part of my next fuse, they told me I need to fuse the rest of it. And I'm like, I just can't do that right now. So when that really started happening, dude, it's when I really became obsessed with like competitive jiu-jitsu and breaking it down and seeing what works.
Right.
Because man, honestly, when you being able to commentate for so long too, like being able to see so many people win over, and you know what I mean? Like I've commentated over 3,500 matches easily. Right. That's not what I've watched, what I've coached, what I've been to. So I've seen people win a lot, you know, and to be able to actually break down the video and understand and be able to pass that along has become like what I get obsessed with.
Yeah,
like
that's
being
cool,
able
man.
to take Wagner's, some of Wagner's passing, some of Gordon's passing, and put it together with like how, Marcelo does arm drags. And I just got obsessed with that kind of stuff.
And that's cool because it's like a way for you, because you can't, practice jiu-jitsu anymore because you're fucking hurt, to keep your mind active and on the sports that you love, man. That sucks, dude. Like I remember you telling me about that when you were down here, your neck was fucked up and you can't roll anymore, man. That's a fucking bitch, dude.
Yeah.
Like I'm, as much as I'm enjoying like taking the time off and kind of like feeling refreshed, like there's no pressure about anything like that. Like I would hate to fucking have to say, wow, like I can't train no more. Like if they just took it away from me, I would be like, wow, like that's horrible.
Yeah.
I don't think I could deal
with it.
But
I became obsessed with the coaching and the competitors and stuff like that. So it's not a bad trade-off.
Dude,
and
like
you still do a lot of traveling and a lot of coaching, and
yeah, man, dude, more than ever.
Yeah, you're all over the fucking place. I remember, I remember I got a call from you. A random text me, which was fucking you're like, hey, I'm gonna be in Houston. Like, how far away is Tampa from Miami? And I was like, oh, it's a couple hours. You want to go down and coach fucking Nick Rodriguez? And what's the other dude's name?
Stars. And my buddy Andrew. Yeah, my boy Andrew. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, man, fuck yeah, dude. I'll come down there and check that shit out, dude. It's like fucking funny, dude. Like coaching Nick Rodriguez is literally more about just making sure, like he's like, all right, fuck Nick, come on, dude. You gotta be on the mat.
That's it, man. Yeah. Dude, he answers well, man. He listens.
He listens. He does listen, dude.
He can start his own brand of clothing called "No Coaching Needed."
Yeah.
Dude, he's awesome.
That motherfucker gets out there and it's just woohoo! It's like the fucking show's on. Here we go.
He wants to kill, man. That's all he wants. He
honestly, man, he is one of the most entertaining motherfuckers in this sport, hands down. I love watching that motherfucker roll because he just brings it. And it's like, dude, he puts a pace on that. I don't know what he does for cardio, but that shit, whatever he's doing, works.
Jiu-jitsu. Yeah. So honestly, like when he first came in, man, like he came in on a night I wasn't there. And one of my really good friends, Matt, texted me and was like, yo, some dude came in today and just wrecked everybody. He's like, and my boy Matt's a tough dude, man. He don't ever call me and say, yo, there's somebody's different in here. And I saw him the next night. I watched him do one live round. So he was probably like 220 at the time, right? And I watched him doing the drilling, and then it was he did the first live round. He was going against like a really tough purple belt. And imagine Nick, all right, doesn't even know that you're supposed to pass the guard yet, right? It's like his second day. And he literally just grabs the dude's wrist and just jumps to the arm bar and just starts to, crank on it. Not to hurt him, but like it was scary for a dude on his second day. Then he grabs his ankle and literally he's standing, the dude's still sitting guard, just trying to stay, just sitting. And Nick just grabs the dude's ankle and literally just spins his leg and knee bars him. And I'm like, dude, this guy's an animal.
To be like the fucking like kind of mid-level blue belt or young purple belt,
bro,
that still has a little bit of ego about shit like that, and like having to go against this fucking animal because like you don't want to tap because you don't want to tap to that spazzy guy that comes in. And you're like, dude, that was horrible fucking form, but you're also like, I don't want to roll with that guy anymore.
And it's like his second day. It's not like he's been doing this a little bit. It's like his second day. But man, he just I said, and then I pulled him off the mat and I said, dude, you ever think about, are you doing this to compete? And he's like, I don't know. Should I? And I'm like, oh my God, you got some time? I know some people. And brought in a leg lock guy and immediately had him started working leg locks and like, just so he knew what they were and just worked, dude, simple guard passing. He kind of had an idea of how an armbar worked, so it was kind of easy to instruct him through an armbar and just getting to the back and choking. And dude, in 4 weeks he did. It was a Grappling Industries, and he went 7-0 in the expert division with, like I said, just over 3 weeks of training, man. And it was right then. Like I was like, dude,
that's funny.
This dude's different, man. And then anybody that they would put up against him. And it was hard at the beginning too, because remember, I got a white belt that nobody knows who he is, and I'm trying to get him a super fight.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, no, this guy's different. And they're like, I know you got the white belt that's really good. The wrestler,
right.
You know, and dude, once he just started killing it at the tournaments, man, he did. I mean, he didn't. His only loss up into ADCC was at the East Coast trials against Hudson Taylor.
Who beat him?
And Hudson Taylor is a way better wrestler than Nick.
Who beat him in the who beat him at the ADCC trials?
East Coast trials. He lost to Hudson Taylor.
Okay, so that's cool.
Yeah,
I remember. I was
like, yeah,
I remember that name. I was at that one. I remember when you gave him his fucking blue belt.
That's when he got his blue belt.
He got his blue belt. Yo, and not for nothing, Hudson Taylor's only a purple belt. I don't even think Hudson Taylor's a brown belt.
Yeah, that just shows you what that elite level wrestling can give you, particularly at the competition, level.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got elite wrestling and you know just enough jiu-jitsu to where you're not susceptible to fucking completely dumb shit, like you're gonna have some dudes are gonna have a real fucking hard time fucking with you.
Yeah. The biggest difference between the wrestling with Nick though is what do you call it, man? What's up, man? Is the athleticism. It's just
Oh, he's ridiculous, man. He's just so like I watch him because it's weird because like I don't think people realize how big that motherfucker is until you're right up on him.
He's like 245 right now, too.
Yeah,
man.
6'3", 6'4", just a fucking massive human being. So when you see him on Instagram doing these one-armed somersaults and shit, it doesn't really look as amazing and spectacular as it does if you were to see it in person.
Yeah.
And I saw him drilling that fucking, what is it, the counter from the single leg where you do a fucking cart where he was doing a cartwheel.
Yeah.
And then the other guy. That. Bro, it's insane, man. Like shit like that is a gift from God.
Yeah.
Kevin, you know who else is surprisingly big in person?
Who's that?
Henner and Halleck Gracie.
Yeah, they're big fuckers too.
Man.
I've never met them.
Dude, Halleck is big.
Right.
Yeah, I went to a seminar with Henner Gracie in Hartford, Connecticut. And he's tall. He's really tall.
Yeah, because when everybody was talking shit about the Gracie University, which, by the way, ironically, their model's been proven now, hasn't? Everybody's doing online stuff.
Oh, man, right?
Yeah. But so I said, I'm not going to be one of those guys that talk shit. I'm going to be in LA for the World Tournament anyway. I'm going to get an appointment. I'm a third-degree black belt at the time. He gave me an appointment. And I said, what are you trying to accomplish? But before I got the interview with him, I watched him teach a class. It was a very nice old-school class. But when they came out to, run and do the warm-up, I was like, oh, shit, they're pretty fucking big. I'm gonna tone it down a little bit in my interview, just a little bit.
They're big fucking dudes, man. Can we talk for a minute about the time I thought Henner and what the fuck's the other guy's name? Henner and the other one?
Halleck?
No, not Halleck. The other guy. Huron. I thought Henner and Huron were the same.
Huron is who I had. Huron is my.
I literally thought
I can't fucking remember.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I literally thought Henner and Huron were the same person. I thought they were two brothers. I thought there was Henner and Halleck, and Huron was like one of the fucking cousins that I didn't know about. I'm not talking about this.
Yeah.
And then I'm talking about I just found this shit out 6 months ago. I 100% not fucking around. Every time I would see Huron or Henner, whatever the fuck his name is, I would fucking think that they were interchangeable as the same person, and they were both Henner, and then there was Halleck. I had no idea there was three brothers. You
Dude, Huron had that match against Galvão, right? At Metamours?
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
badass match.
Fucking Halek beat Sakuraba, dude. Like people forget
Right?
about that shit, dude. That's why when everyone wants to give shit to Halek for being the fucking G and the Gi and all that shit, I'm like, that motherfucker beat Sakuraba. Sakuraba, you need to shut the fuck up. He can do if he wants to put a gi on and fucking and shoot a rap video and do whatever the fuck he wants to do, he can do that shit because you ain't never fought Sakuraba.
Yeah. Beat him.
Yeah, what I
Or
can't
beat
say
'em.
about Henner and the other brother, the one you mentioned, Huron, like they taught a very nice class. Like it was, I mean, a great old school Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. I mean, guy goes to punch you, you do this. I like that Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah,
They speak well. They speak well.
I won't say it's inadequate or antiquated. I'll just say that in my opinion, I enjoy the offshoots of jiu-jitsu that come from that. I enjoy the beauty of some of the other styles of jiu-jitsu because in my opinion, a lot of that old school, very basic, because if you take a class from here on, it's only 27 moves. You know what I mean? There's a lot of that. There's very fundamental aspects to that, but it's also very like generic and unfun. Now it's extremely successful, or it's extremely effective, but it's just not fun. Like I want to have fun when I do jiu-jitsu.
Oh, sure, of course. But it's also fun to like hit people in the face.
No, of course, right? I get that. I get that. And there's no knocks against those guys. I have heard that they're amazing instructors. I've heard.
I watch a lot of like DVDs. I watch a lot of the a lot of instructionals. But they had I want to say it was probably about 5 years ago. I was doing a women's self-defense class, and I got there. Somebody loaned to me they have an 8 or 9 disc women's self-defense, Huron and Henner. And I'll tell you, I was a brown belt at the time, and watching that, I was almost ashamed that because they'll do something and say, what would you do in this situation? And I'm thinking of it not only for women, but for the kids' classes and teen classes as well. There's a lot of similar self-defense situations. And even stuff like, the kids pinned on the ground or the woman's pinned on the ground and they have their hands pinned down and mount. How do they get out?
Right.
And I'm like, damn, that's a tough one, man. Like if you're not teaching self-defense all the time,
it really is true, man. Like I always take Kurt Oceaner, and he always tells that story about like he used to balance in fucking clubs and all this other shit like that. And he always says that like fucking the shit he used when the shit went down was always the fucking self-defense stuff. And I don't know honestly if I could wrap my head around learning that stuff simply because
let's put it this way, all right, because the argument on the other side, which I disagree with, is that those guys in particular and a lot of the old school guys have this they say that sport jiu-jitsu will get you killed in a street fight. Now I would consider Kevin Gallagher more of a sport player than a self-defense player,
right?
And Kevin Gallagher got into a fight last year and he did exactly what he was supposed to do. He took the back of the person, he took them down, took their back and choked them. So it's not like these, just because you do sport jiu-jitsu, it's like all of a sudden you forget how to fight.
Right.
Like the bottom line is you're either a lion or you're not.
But this is what I'll whatever. What I say when I think about that too a lot is like I also have the benefit of having a very legitimate wrestling background. You know what I'm talking about? And I
didn't pull guard.
Right. And I also have fucking boxed for a very long time. So I understand, the understanding the aspects of not necessarily because I always tell people like I don't want to throw a punch in any fucking fight because I boxed for a long time and I'm a big motherfucker. And if I hit somebody, like I'm gonna fuck them up. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be fucking Billy Badass. It's just fucking fact. Like I know how to throw a fucking
Tampa
punch.
BJJ MMA instructor and he hit some guy. The guy fell down and hit his head on the curb.
Right.
It's like
I'm done. Manslaughter. Then they find out I got fucking MMA background. I'm fucked, bro. You know what I'm talking? So I don't fuck with that shit. But the idea is because I have the background in striking, I am comfortable in closing the distance in an intelligent manner. And like the biggest thing is like I don't give a fuck who you are. If you're some drunk at a bar, you ain't hitting my ass.
I just run in like this,
right?
And then it confuses them, and then I
At least
grab
your hands
them
are up.
Just
and
immediately
them in a
pull your
body
pants
lock.
down.
Right. It's less about it's less about being able to throw punches and more about being able to not get hit. But the point is like, what the aspects of the self-defense system that they teach you, just like Bill says, to understand that there are punches and strikes involved. And sometimes some of these dumb things that who wants to fucking drill a fucking blocking the punch and then turn around and doing a little sit through and shit like that, because it's fucking stupid and lame. But in reality, those things are what really are effective when someone is coming at you from a fucking, throwing their hands and shit.
The way I approach it, yeah, good.
I forget if it was the first or second world tournament, but I'm down in Rio at the Tennis Club de Tijuca. And, Valigi.
The Tejuzuka.
Yeah. Tajuka, yeah. And Valigi's taken off his earrings and he's challenged like the whole bleacher at Gracie Baja to a fight. And then at some point, High End Gracie comes up and they're mouthing. And next thing you know, one puts the other in a headlock and just starts wailing on him. And it was really a good lesson. Like, no, even if you're a black belt, you got to learn the headlock escape.
Yeah.
Got like 8 good shots in before anything got broken up.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I like the self-defense shit, but I can't say that I'm a fucking. I was partially me would like to train it, just to say the same reason I'd like to do some Krav Maga stuff, just because I like the.
I throw it in there every once in a while in the
shit.
curriculum. We'll have a self-defense night. I just don't. I don't have a regular thing for it,
But
But
yes, I went through the whole curriculum.
Yeah, that's right. We did. I remember all of it.
To answer your question, Sonny, yes. All that being said, I still believe someone that has trained, particularly a competitor that is trained and competed at a high level or trained at a high level that is a brown belt or purple belt, is like, it's almost like you have a superhero, even if you've done just sports jiu-jitsu. Like it's not even close. Like, it's people don't realize how fucking much they're fucked when you go against someone that knows jiu-jitsu. Like, you fucked up a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was fun just the other day at my gym. So I started giving private lessons this week, and my everyone's worried about whether or not you're going to get shut down. Well, my first private lesson was with a lieutenant of the sheriff's department, so I think I'm good, right? So, I was like, I think we let's just do a private to get the rust off. That'll be the focus of the private. So basically, what I did was I had another helper with me, and I had them both try to arrest me. And it was great because it was that feeling of resisting arrest, without, getting in trouble for it. And, man, they got me a couple times, but, one
He's
time
throwing donuts out of his pocket.
Yeah, exactly. One time they actually gave up on me. Now, I know in real life they would just tase me and then put a cup on me. You know what I'm saying? But it was just fun to defend myself against 2 blue belts at the same time.
So, Mr. Bill Murphy, let's talk about jiu-jitsu competitions coming back into the near future and some of the issues that you may think arise from that, or the timetables. What do you think about that stuff?
Well, as you know, we announced the Fat Fuck tournament. I think it was June 27th, and that's for the local school owners and you, Kevin, as an honorary
I am
school
100% a fat fuck. Me and Josh just talked about that. I'm such a fat piece of shit right now. It's disgusting.
So the idea is, I think what we should do is ask everybody, take your temperature, and you're going to laugh at me for this, but I'll explain why. Take your temperature every day for 2 weeks, because people will say, well, you might not have a temperature and still be infected, but when you have a temperature, you're at the zenith of your infectious potential. So you want everybody taking their temperature for 2 weeks before, and to kind of make sure they're not symptomatic. And the reason is, because I thought about this, I thought we're going to make a tournament and I'm going to announce a cash prize, give people hope, something to look forward to. But then I thought, well, shit, we're bringing in now all the people that are going to go train everybody else. So like if one guy comes in sick, they're all going to go back to their schools and infect everybody. So I think that just like Sonny went to the MMA fight and they had some reasonable precautions, everybody on this call is a knucklehead. We got into this because we're knuckleheads. He broke his neck and he's still training people. We're all knuckleheads. I'm a knucklehead too, believe me. But we should be as smart as we can while we're being knuckleheads, so we can continue to be knuckleheads without being shut down, or just when our businesses were getting to be back open, we didn't cripple our local community by making them all sick at the same time.
Yeah.
Sonny, what do you think?
I think that the temperature should be taken rectally.
Well, I know that's your preference. Yeah.
At least that's how I want mine taken.
Oh man, Sonny, dude, I'm so tired, man. We're going for an hour and a half. I gotta get the fuck out of here. My back hurts.
Yo, I love that Kev just ends them. All right, guys, I'm out of here.
He always
later.
We've only been here for fucking like 15 minutes.
I know, like 30 minutes.
We had to go through 30 minutes of fucking fake Kurt Hammett. Did you see that? By the way, how fucking awesome
No. I was with my son when you texted me.
So Sonny Parlay hit me up earlier today. Did you see that, Bill?
No, I missed it.
All right, so Sonny Parlay hit me up earlier today. I actually went out. We were going to do a show at 6. I was supposed to do something earlier, then it fell through, and I was like, all right, fuck it. I'll just come out there. So I was going to get mats because my mats are on this side of town. I said, we'll do a fucking
all unnecessary parts of the story.
What the fuck? I'm talking to I'm leading the fucking. This is how you fucking tell a story. Were you guys listening to what the fuck I had to say? I felt like it was halfway fucking.
I'm listening.
What the fuck is wrong with
Did you get the mats or no?
I think you're on cocaine or something. I'm fucking serious. I'm not gonna let you drink monsters.
I just like fucking with you, bro.
You're a little bit.
I love fucking with you because you get so
You're making me
psychotic.
fucking crazy today, bro. You're making me fucking nuts, man. So anyway, on the way over here, Sonny Parlay hits me up and he goes, "Hey, what do you think about me putting a post up that says we're gonna have Kurt Hammett from Metallica on at 6?" And I was like,
"Oh, I didn't see that."
I was like, "Yeah, dude, whatever, bro. Fucking A, go ahead, man. That's fine." So fucking like, as I started driving to fucking Bradenton, because it's an hour drive, I think to myself, yeah, people are like, "Dude, Kurt Hammett's coming on," and I'm blowing the fuck up. Like, oh my god, how'd you get fucking Kurt Hammett on?
Emil Fisher hit me up. He's like,
so
I
tell fucking Sonny, I'm like, dude, I'd fucking, because we were just gonna come on and be like, ha, fuck you guys. You really thought fucking Kurt Hammett was coming on, you dumb fucks? I know Kurt Hammett. So I was like, dude, I'm gonna call a friend of mine and I'm gonna get him to pretend to be fucking Kurt Hammett. And it was fun, dude. It was. I mean, I'll tell you what, dude. Like, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't think we were so fucking high. We asked him a few questions and we tried to laugh about it, but literally there was fucking 20, 25 people on there that were like fucking like, fuck yeah, bring on Kurt. And then, like, this kid came on. They were all just like, man, fuck you, dude. And again, like, we were trying to make the fucking interview funny, and the kid wasn't great. The kid tried, but I don't give a fuck.
He did good though. He had a mask on, like, a COVID mask on, so you couldn't really see his face. He had the long hair and shit. It worked.
I had so much fun.
You got to do that every day now.
Well, now, yeah, but we'll don't worry. We ain't stupid. We can figure out a way to get you motherfuckers.
Oh yeah,
you'll get God again. Yeah,
we will troll you people again.
But you can't you can't run the same. You can't run the same gag twice. No, you got to give a little break and shit like that. It's funny.
We know.
Like, I don't even give a fuck. Literally, there's 4 people here listening to this. You think I give a shit, dude? I do this for my own fucking well-being. I just like to fucking. I like to feel like a star and shit. I don't know.
Oh man.
Fuck, man. Dude, you know what's funny, bro? Seriously, bro, the funniest part about our interview last week was the fucking 25 minutes we talked off fucking camera. Dude, I was thinking about that. I was like, it wasn't even that bad. We should have fucking ran that shit. It was so goddamn funny, dude.
Yeah, you guys are awesome, man.
Yeah, no doubt, dude. You're fucking dope too, bro. You're fucking great, bro. So, like, you've been fucking. How long have you been doing announcing and shit for matches? How long have you been doing that shit?
8 years.
Yeah,
8 years. Yeah, there was a little show around here called the PGL.
Yeah.
Actually, Josh LeDuc had come up and I had commentated a match. He drove up from Florida. This is probably 2013, 2014. Yo, and Josh drove up with his mechanic and his mom. It was the mechanic because he wasn't sure his car was going to make it. So his corner in the super fight is his mom and his mechanic. And as the other coach is telling the dude what to do, Josh's mechanic is like, yo, just listen to his coach and do the opposite. Hysterical, standing next to him like, what's this guy?
I mean, you can't fucking go wrong with that. It's probably the greatest coaching in the history of fucking coaching. I'm out. Drop the mic.
Yeah. But I did a bunch, man. PGL, good fight. I got to do 2 trials, ADC, both East Coast trials that were in Tom's River. I did both of them.
Yeah.
That was crazy. That was pretty fun. I've probably done like 17 or 20 fight to wins, bunch of the finisher shows. I do some MMA stuff up here. Dude, the BJJ Fanatics thing was fun. They did a little 8-man tournament.
8-man tournament. That was
Gordon County.
Kyle Bowman won that one, right?
No, I did the one that Oliver Taza won. I did the one. This
Okay.
was the small one. It was the Gordon Downey match, and they threw an 8-man bracket on it.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I'll tell you what,
remember. I
think
remember.
Bernardo Faria should get like BJJ Man of the Year.
Bro, he is the sweetest human on earth.
I mean, what
He's
Bernardo
on earth.
I got a
I mean,
funny story about
It
Bernardo.
made sure all of his guys did the solo drills for everybody. He
He's
made
a good dude. I met him
gave
twice.
away his store to give people hope. I mean, what a nice guy.
Yeah, the first time I ever met Bernardo Faria, this is a pretty funny fucking story. So I was up training. He used to train at Marcelo Garcia's school, right? What does it say? Let me listen to his coach and do the opposite is exactly what I tried doing my first tournament when Sonny coached the other guy against me. That's our Kurt Hemmett, by the way. Thank you very much. We told him to go in the bathroom and come back as Lars, but I don't feel like fucking with him. I think it's we got 2 members of Metallica. But anyway, I was training in New York City at with all the crew. They just posted the picture up. Actually, we were at Katz eating dinner. It was that trip. All of us went up to Marcelo Garcia's to hang out and train and shit for the weekend. And we used to do it a lot because Matt knows him. So anyway, Bernardo Faria was there training because he trained at Marcelo's in the city when he first moved. And I met him. I didn't know who the fuck he was. And I'm waiting to, he's got that kind of hey, how are you?
Oh,
or whatever.
Nick Rudd. I love the way he says Nick Rudd. Nick Rudd.
I didn't know him from fucking Dick, right? So I fucking shake his hand, and it was Nogi. And he looked at me and he gave me this kind of oh, my rib is hurt. So I'll have to start from the top. And if you sweep me, we'll just have to start over again. And in my mind, that was a purple belt. So I was like, fuck this guy, dude. This fight, I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever, dude. Sure, bro, no problem. Thinking like he's being a bitch and shit like that. And dude, we smacked hands and I sat to my butt. And probably about 3 seconds into it, I realized there was no way in hell I was gonna have to worry about keeping this motherfucker. He literally passed my guard, fucking mounted me, and fucking gave me a noogie, fucking did whatever the fuck he wanted to do. He was super nice and cool. And then later they told me who he was.
He came to Gracie Tampa South and did a tournament. Probably within the last 3-4 years.
We literally have one person watching, by the way.
And I don't give a fuck. And it was supposed to be like half gi, half no gi, but for some reason we voted to just keep it gi for the whole session. Yeah. And so when it came time to train, I shit you not, Bernardo Ferrari rolled with every single fucker in the room and omoplated every single fucker in the room.
That's pretty cool. He was showing the omoplata was the focus of his of his session or whatever, his fucking seminar. And at the end of the thing, he rolled with one guy after the next, and was like, I'm going to omoplata all of you to show you the effectiveness. And motherfucker, if he didn't. Serious as fuck, dude. And everybody, brown belt, blue belt, white belt, every one of them motherfuckers got omoplated.
I was the last one to go with him, so I was like, ooh, cardio's on my side.
Yeah.
And it did take him a while, but he still fucking got me. He still fucking got me.
You thought you had him because he's cardio.
I was just thinking, he's
about to out cardio Faria.
I was like, maybe I could pass his fucking guard. He's tired now. He just rolled with everybody in the goddamn room. I'm like, maybe I got a shot. No, I got omoplated.
My fucking if I had to say one grappler that I feel like my game most imitates is probably Bernardo Faria, man. I fucking over underpass to the fucking deep half guard, fucking
you do. That's right, and you do the deep half guard shit. Yeah,
deep half guard. They're literally. It's literally in the gi, especially. It's literally the same fucking grips. The grips for the over underpass is fucking when he's on his butt, I'm here. When I'm underneath him, I'm here. So when you come up and you roll through for that sweep at any moment, you just boom right back through for that fucking over underpass. And when I get the grips, dude, when you get that grip underneath the underleg on the underside and get a grip on that belt, bro, your motherfucking hips are mine. You might triangle me eventually. You are not getting this back until I say, okay, I just can't pass this guy's guard. He's too good. I'm going to have to move on to something else. But that fucking grip is strong as shit.
If he doesn't say so himself.
You know what I run a lot? You know what I run a lot off of that too is I have a good system for that. That's a fucking awesome. I've actually taught a couple seminars in this. I'm thinking about putting a fucking DVD out about it just because why the fuck not? Everybody else is.
Sure.
I can sling some fucking shit because it's a fucking legit good guard passing system. I'll run the over under pass. and then if they kick this leg up, I'll pull the full leg through and come through the double underpass, right? So if I got the other underpass here, now if they try to swing this leg across and kick it over, I'll smash it down for the smash pass. You know what I'm talking about? And then I bet about 3 other systems that I funnel to off of that, one after the other. And dude, like I just crank on that over and over and over again, just grinding from the top until I get a pass. And the big thing about that is because it's a low pass, because I'm constantly hovering underneath their hips, like their ability to submit me and sweep me is fucking very, very low because I'm
way too out of range.
I'm too out of range. You know, I worry about guillotines every once in an arm drag and shit like that, but they ain't leg locking me. They ain't gonna elevate my ass because I'm sitting on your fucking hips. You know? Anyway.
Best defense, man.
Yeah.
Stay in a position where they can't reach it.
Yeah, I love that shit, man.
The problem I have with passing the guard as an older player is it's a lot of work.
Dude, it's the hardest part.
Yeah, I mean, unless they give me a situation where I can just flop and it's a guard pass, I'm just gonna sit there and put my hand in their face. That's all I can do.
What do you think about the differences between gi and no gi in that regard? And I'll preface this by what I think about it, just so I can see if you agree with me or not. So, like, if I feel like that a gi match, a real high level gi match, trying to pass the guard with the grips and improve the position with grips is probably one of the most grueling, difficult aspects of jiu-jitsu that there is. Like, what do you think when you think about gi versus no gi and that grueling nature between the two?
I think grips is its own science. However, and Sonny and I roll quite a bit, and he sees me roll at his gym. In my own practice, I'm an older player, so I almost never grip. And like I'm a judo black belt, so if I make a judo grip, it's very light, and I'm willing to let go of it because my whole goal is not to have fingers like my friend Pat McDonald. So even when I'm doing no gi, I'm usually monkey pulling it. And if the guy wants to get rid of I mean, there's some rare circumstances where if my arm is totally reinforced by my leg, I will make a grip because it can't be ripped away until they breach my leg. Right. But I almost never grip anything. Like if I was this gentleman and I had a broken neck, if somebody's pulling on my neck down, I'm going down.
That's my thing. I don't fuck around. Like in gi, like I'm not those guys that like I'm gonna hold on this grip until I fucking die. Like if I got your grip and you want to break it, like I'm good. I'll just grab another one because every time you break a grip, I got another one available.
Yeah,
right, Jay, what do you think? What do you think
Yeah.
about that, man? What do you think about the differences between no gi and gi and where those aspects and like the grueling nature between the two?
So, I'll tell you how I have the my competitors approach it. When it comes to the gi, I'm big on having from gi and no gi, unless they're in half guard. I'm really big on the standing passing. But when standing to pass with the gi, the immediate focus is to get their most dangerous grip. So whatever grip, if they have a grip high up in the collar, to immediately focus both hands on that grip to break the grip, right, and then start immediately entering the pass, so that now they're trying to have to reset as you're stepping in to enter. So right, even no matter gi or no gi, when they step up, I always tell my competitors, we're not entering, putting a leg in to pass until we're set to start cutting through or to float passing or to, pinning the leg down because I focus on not letting the opponent be able to start their game. So if I have them stand up to pass and they're not breaking grips and their staggered stance and the right leg is forward, I mean, you're going to have a De La Riva leg now that you have to deal with. You're going to have a grip in the collar that you're going to have to deal with. So rather than that, the moment that you stand up, immediately strip the grip that's what's their most powerful grip, then step in and start entering. And if that doesn't happen on that pass, then you restart and do it again. We keep breaking that grip until we're able to stand up or remove the grip and then step in with control so that we can start like cut passing or float passing. And no gi is the same thing, man. I have them immediately. I hate my guys being trapped in guard. So we work a lot on standing up, just wide base stance to break the guard open. And then we like passing with somebody seated in front of us where we can now manipulate the head, where we're pushing the head down. Mm-hmm. So that when they're going to pop up, then we're stepping in. But you'll see, when my guys compete, we're never just stepping inside, and we're never kind of caught in like De La Riva, reverse De La Riva. The one time Nick steps inside a guard without like trying to pass, it was the Duarte match, the second one in Philly when he got. he stepped in, and Duarte went reverse De La Riva. Like he let him go De La Riva, reverse De La Riva. Like you allowed a competitor to get where he wants to get to instead of dictating. You know what I mean? We're the one on top. We're the one standing. We can kind of dictate how this goes.
What are some of the
I think
things?
to his point, people overlook, and it's become unfashionable, but that's an opportunity to do more float passing and more smash passing. Those are opportunities.
Yeah, and that kind of comes from the judo philosophy of, I don't know what the Japanese terminology is for. Maybe you can help me. The off balancing Hazuki, right?
Oh yeah.
So you're doing things to elicit a response, and therefore reacting off of that response, so that now your opponent isn't thinking about countering; he's thinking about reacting to what you did. So in his reaction, in turn, you are ready to go forward. Are there some other ways?
I want them trying to recover and react while we're entering. I don't want them set ready to go as we're trying to pass. I want them off balance or not with the grip they want or leaning back further than they want when we are entering the pass.
Out of position.
And if that's not the case, restart, do it again.
Yep.
Right.
Now, Kevin, you remember Bacchiao? We trained him up almost exclusively on float passing.
Yeah, Josh.
And that was a technological advantage in many cases for him because most people were not getting a steady stream of float passers.
Yeah. What a tough fucking kid he is too, man. He was such an awesome wrestler. I can remember watching him compete when I was like a purple belt and thinking to myself, oh wow, it was so cool, because he would always be up there in the absolutes against fucking Matt and whoever else he was competing against, and I would always think, wow, that guy's so cool. That was why when I went in that Zapatero and I beat him in that Zapatero, the one I was on with Boogie, like it was fucking like, oh fuck, man, like I just beat one of those dudes that I used to sit on the mat and be like, oh, that guy's so good. It was cool. That was one of the moments in my like jiu-jitsu competition career where I was like, oh man, like fucking like I can hang with these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like I'm good enough to go out there and fucking and fucking, you know, whatever. I might lose, but I'm not gonna be embarrassed, you know, and it was fucking cool, man.
Pacquiao was one of my favorite sons, but you had to find a match. He did a great job.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate that, man. Like I'm weird like that, dude. Like I'm like the type of motherfucker that like I think I can beat anybody. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like I'm crazy. I might not always be right, but when I go into a match, I'm just like, man, fuck this motherfucker. That motherfucker's got skin. He's got bones. I might get my ass kicked, but it ain't the first time I ever got my ass kicked. So what the fuck? You know.
What do you think, Kevin? Is you're dangerous all the way up into the last 30 seconds.
Oh, I don't fuck around.
Something I really admire.
I'm very big on that, and that's just been something that carried over from early in my wrestling days, and in boxing in particular, because there's always, I remember they would always ring the 10-second bell, and that last 10 seconds is when you fucking busted your nuts to fucking work harder than the other guy, then you go take your fucking break.
You know, like, we call that's the Sugar Ray Leonard rule. All the judges will remember in the last 10, 15 seconds.
100%. You let the judge, you give the judge something to remember at the end of it.
That's right.
But the point is like that mentality carried over towards the end, because a lot of my game is frustrating motherfuckers, because I'll be real heavy on top and I'm going to be real good guard pass and I'm going to grind on you. And my guard is really hard to pass, and I got a good deep half guard, and I'm fucking good at my total guard, and you can't get your hooks in, and you get frustrated, which pumps up your fucking adrenaline, which makes you work a little bit harder. And then in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I'm working hard, but I know this motherfucker's tired, and I know there's about 2 minutes left, 3 minutes left, a minute left, and I did my job to wear them out. I'm going to win this motherfucker right now.
Well, I'm going to make a prediction. I think in the next 5 years, we're going to see a major upswing in the quality and the number of quality competitors out of Europe. And that's going to change a lot of the flavor and a lot of fashion and the technology that we're all practicing, because we're going to get that section of the world with their background in Sambo, with their background in wrestling, with their background in judo. And they're going to look at things in a manner that a lot of other people consider to be unorthodox. And they're going to bring all those technologies in. And it's not just going to be a game anymore of Brazil, the United States, and Japan. We're going to see a wave of really great competitors out of Europe.
That's the idea of international grappling, particularly now when we start talking about, nogi stuff, is like there's all kind of different backgrounds of grappling. And I think jiu-jitsu will still be the primary focus, because that's what's involved right now. And there'll be some form of jiu-jitsu, but these other like varieties are going to come in and really make the sport way more exciting and interesting.
I agree.
Jay, what do you think about that, man? What do you think about the traits of a competitor that you look for to try to figure out if this guy's really going to beat somebody or not? What are some of the things? Obviously he's fucking, if he's 6'8", 240 pounds, you can do a one-arm fucking cartwheel, but I'm talking about the intangible aspects.
Yeah. All right. So honestly, man, it's how hard they work when they're not even with me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Are they lifting every day? Are they eating right? You know what I mean? Are they doing not even extra cardio? But I'm big on lifting weights with my competitors. Just it really seems that the ones who focus on lifting and their diet just don't seem to get injured nearly as much. They're able to train hard. You know what I mean? With my competitors, we do about 25 to 30 hard minutes of training, 4 or 5 times a week. Hard, like go at it hard. And man, it's not always honestly, man, I have white belts because I kind of stick to the same system, like with all the competitors, like we kind of stick to one roadmap. Sorry, I got a text. What do you call it? It's when you watch one of our competitors compete and you start seeing the other ones, they all kind of do the same thing. But what's nice about that is what I was saying as far as how they work outside, you know what I mean? And something that's cool is they all kind of keep with each other, lift with each other, you know what I mean? Or
how many
if
followers
they're going
they
to
have
another
on
open mat.
Instagram.
What's that?
I said how many followers they have on Instagram.
Obviously,
Yo, for the professional competitors, unfortunately, that means something.
It does, dude. It's so fucking sad.
It means more than you know. When you I deal with a lot of, I have to deal with a lot of, awesome sponsors too, sponsors, but that actually is a huge factor.
There's a 100%
the moment discussions start.
Tangible measurement for how many 100%. People you influence in its fucking Instagram, and it's
if we're honest, that's the only way we're going to correct the disparity or bridge the gap in the disparity between the male purses and the female purses is if the females go out there and take an audience. That's what it takes.
TikTok, ladies, that's where it's all happening now.
They got the donation buttons.
I have to admit, I don't know what TikTok is exactly. What is it?
It's just like another video platform. Thing. It's like a. Do you remember?
I thought maybe it was like a porn channel. I don't know.
It's like you could do 1-minute videos, and I don't know. People do weird shit. They dance and.
I thought it was for fucking kids.
Some people.
Dude, we're so old.
Some people have been discovered.
It's like a. You play it's like a 15-second little short video, and then you can
you can do 15 or you can do 16.
Yeah, but you can do weird, it has a whole bunch of film editing.
Yeah.
I know, but you can do all kind of fun
legitimate
shit.
Stars have been discovered.
They get competitive about it. I found out about it from my fucking 6-year-old fucking niece in New Jersey when I was up there visiting my fucking cousin, and she was showing me TikTok, and she was I'm creeped out by the fact that these grown ass men are on fucking TikTok. I thought it was for kids. I'm thinking to myself,
I made a TikTok
my
video.
Fucking my 6-year, you're gonna be watching my fucking 6-year-old fucking niece do a fucking doing her little fucking magic mushroom dance and shit, or fucking little.
I have one TikTok video. It's a video of my dog licking behind my ear.
So. Jay, how long? So, because I hear you on that. I understand what you look for and things, but you also have to get, there's a lot of times when you get guys that come in and they say they're going to do this and they're all about this and they keep telling you, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. How long and how tolerant are you of this? Because my tolerance level, I'll placate you, but yeah, whatever, dude. But I'm over your fucking shit. I'm not going to waste my time to give you that knowledge if you're just not going to fucking use it, because it's not fucking worth my fucking time. How long does it take you to figure that out?
Listen, as long as you're coming in and putting the time in and doing everything right, man, I got your back, man. I'll fly to Dallas, I'll fly to Boston, I got your back no matter what. But I mean, so many people say, oh yeah, I want to compete, do one tournament, they do okay. You know what I mean? And then that's why this group, you know what I mean? That you're talking about is always going to be a small group.
Right.
It's never going to be, there's two, you know what I mean? There's too many, I had 3 guys that have been working really hard, man. They all started, one's 17, his name is Justin Pack, man. He was a blue belt, but was homeschooling his senior year. this year, so he could. This year was senior. Yeah, this year's senior year. Was homeschooling so that he could really focus on jiu-jitsu, which is an awesome thing that his parents were letting him do. Another one that's 20 years old, that's just going into the police academy to kind of goof things up because the police academy took up a lot of time. And then another one who went to college with Nick, who was just graduating high school. I'm sorry, just graduating college. And, none of them worked. They were able to focus. So one had just wrestling experience and the other two were blue belts. But because they were able to focus like 6 straight months on jiu-jitsu and lifting and literally just going to open mats and stuff like that. What do you call it? I mean, the one that was a 2-stripe white belt, right? The one kid that went to college with Nick, like his last two tournaments, he went like, it was like 12 or 13-0, 4 gold medals in the expert division, taking out black belts, taking out, and it's taking somebody who's, what they are is they're athletic, right? They're not excellent. They're not super skilled wrestlers. They're not super strong, super fast. They're not leg lock experts. They're really none of that. They're just, they came in, they worked really hard. And I really focused on how to win, how to pass the guard, how to get to the back, and how to finish from the back. And we focus a lot on what do you call it? Leg defense too.
Right.
And it's taking guys that don't have much experience and literally getting them to like purple belt competitive level very quickly.
Win. There's so much to that, man. I tell you, like particularly in like a no-gi or whatever, like when I'm trying to pass your guard, one of the things that really has taken my game to the next level is anticipating people going to the turtle off of a guard pass, just jumping right on their fucking back off of that. And you see that so much, particularly in ADCC rule sets, because guys don't want to get their guard pass because they don't want to give up the fucking points. And as long as you go to your knees, now you don't give the fucking points up. So as soon as guys go for that guard pass, it's just that easy. Takedown, guard pass, back take, leg lock. That's fucking the entirety of fucking with some outliers of the entirety of ADCC.
So listen, if you are athletic, now, you don't have to be a wrestler or anything like that. If you're an athletic person and you could literally focus your time just on those things, not learning a scissor sweep, not learning X guard, not learning how to pass those.
Right.
But my guys from the bottom, because the bottom takes such a long time to evolve, you know what I mean? I'm dealing with guys who have, a year to 6 months of training under their belts, you know what I mean?
Right.
And instead of focusing on the bottom stuff, focusing on the top stuff. And when they get to the bottom, we literally just work on getting back up. So imagine you take somebody down and you're in half guard and they just open their guard, push off your hips, stand back up and just come right back forward, snapping down. Because again, we work heavy on wrestling.
William, what were you going to ask?
Nearly enough.
William, what were you going to ask? Smash Pass Jay?
Well, first I want to agree with Jay on something. People don't stand up nearly enough, not from when their back is being taken, not from when they're passing the guard. I mean, we really, our community is missing the boat on standing up 100%. You can't keep a good wrestler down. So I agree with that. But what I was going to say is, Jay, what do you think about this? If I can get somebody with a decent wrestling or judo background or a jiu-jitsu background, like a nice recreational jiu-jitsu player where they started off as a kid, but even better if they're a wrestler or a judo player, and I can get them at around age 18, they don't have no injuries and they're not burnt out. And then if I can get them to 25, tuned up, where they're technically sound without an injury, from 25 to 35, maybe 38, I can put them on a podium in submission grappling or the world tournament for IBJJF. I can bring them wherever they need to go in an MMA scenario. I can even trade them to a better camp where they got a better camp, and I don't mind doing that. But if I can get that kid to 25, and I'm talking about men because I don't know much about women. I've coached some female teams, but I know more about men. At age 25, they have enough density, and they've got muscles and bones. And if I can get them there technically sound without a crippling injury where they're not burnt out, we can have some real fun in the competition circuit.
Yep.
So I get that. I understand that. You guys are producing competitors, and that's cool. Like everybody wants this, but I have a thought just to understand, like, what about the idea of if you're not teaching them the word off their back, then are they really learning all aspects of jiu-jitsu? And it's cool
So
to say you're winning a competition, but are you really being true to jiu-jitsu? And I'm just asking that because, just because.
For sure. So here's how I say it to like the rest of our school, right? Because we have like the school that I teach has like 300 and some students,
right?
And I'm we have maybe 15 people in the competition room, so it's vastly the other room. If you want to work on that stuff, there's literally like 50 other classes
so
you can go to do that. I'm very specific on, if you're in this specific class, we're here to win competitions.
Right. Okay.
If you want to just go have fun in competition, that's absolutely cool too, right? Then there's all these other classes that you can take. You know what I mean? To get that.
Even saying that, and this is just something I'm curious about when you talk about things like that. Like, would you tell these competitors now, okay, here's the deal, I'm going to promote you only so far until you go out and learn all aspects of jiu-jitsu?
Are we talking about players or competitors?
No, competitors, because I believe in that. Because I can firmly believe, this is where things get confusing. This is where things start.
Well, I get what he's saying, because you got Nicky Rod who can fuck up all these black belts, but does Nicky Rod know, 3 or 4 escapes to the omoplata?
Yeah, right. Does he know, what
I mean?
you would consider? Because everybody knows. But again, here's the deal, though. That's where the question gets vague. Like, just because you can beat any black belt in the world, are you really a black belt?
Well, Kevin, if we're talking about competition, we're going to put our competitor where they can win. And I mean, like, win the purse, whatever that maximum payoff is for the cost, we're putting them there for their bodies and their time. So if they can win the purple, we put them at the purple. If they can win the black, we put them at the black. And I think a good manager even will, people look down on this. I fight the devil if he's on the other side. No, a good manager will handpick opponents in purse tournaments that they know their guy can beat. And there's a payoff.
Right.
Don't you think, Jay?
Yeah, absolutely. So, a lot too. Now here's the thing with competitors. Here's the thing: Nick could care less that he's a purple belt.
Right.
It literally probably never crosses his mind that he's a purple belt. Most of my competitors, I tell them no matter, because again, I have a 2-stripe white belt that took out 2 black belts in his last tournament.
Right.
All nogi. We only do nogi. Oh man, his last tournament, he went 8-0, 2-stripe white belt. Again, he wrestled in college, but he was D3. It's not like he's an NCAA champion, and literally took out all brown belts and 2 black belts in his last tournament. And the one before that was all purple and brown belts.
I love those stories, Jay, because I hate the belts. I don't know what to make of these fucking belts.
I tell them, if you're here for competition and you want to be the best in the world, not the best white belt, not the best blue belt, like if you're training to be the best in the world, then stop caring about what's around your waist.
It's really funny because
you're going to be a white belt competing against a purple belt, and I don't care.
That's the same thing. Nick has literally used those same exact words with me several times, by the way.
How many stripes does this white belt guy have?
He has 2. He is 2. I didn't even give him 2. The other instructor gave him 2. But yeah, I don't really promote anybody. That's why my guys are all white and blue belts. We don't really.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I'm just curious because I think of that. I think
now what you're talking about. There's like 290 of those people in the other half of the other part of the school.
Yeah, so I think of things like this. Like if I think the difference between like a blue belt and a purple belt, or a purple belt and a brown belt, it's recognition and understanding all things jiu-jitsu. And like I know fucking brown belts and even black belts that fucking don't fucking, they're never gonna go for a fucking scissor sweep. I mean, but at the end of the day, like they know what the fuck it is. You know what I mean? Like,
are we training teachers or are we training killers?
I mean, I'm a black belt. I just feel like to be a black belt, it doesn't matter how good you are or jiu-jitsu. It means more to me. I mean, it means more to me than that. I mean, you have to have an understanding of jiu-jitsu, and you have to have a real like feeling for understanding. Like if you're not good off your back, you should learn how to work off your back, because that's what jiu-jitsu is about. You know what I'm talking about? Those aspects of it. But
okay, so here's my thing with that, and this is also why my guys who compete no gi, I literally tell them I'd rather you not even mess with the gi, okay? Right. Because for me, if I'm working on a specific, how I want them to move specifically, how I want them to start a match, the different scenarios based off what happens off the initial head snaps.
Sure, you want them to be specialists.
Correct. So the moment that they put their hand in somebody's gi, they've wasted their time.
Right.
They've completely wasted their time because they're not focusing on the single thing that we're working on. They're not trying to be, technical, guard players in the gi. They want to compete. Now, if they don't, that's not what they're there for. They can go play in the gi, go play off your back, go
It's interesting.
have fun and do whatever you want. I literally I did a theory thing on how to in our like group Zoom thing that we do, and I had broke it down on just kind of how to take training if you're just because there's a huge difference between an MMA fighter in training, a sport jiu-jitsu guy in training, a hobbyist, like and sometimes they're all on the mat together, and then people, hobbyists don't want to compete with or mess with competitors sometimes because they're too aggressive.
Right.
So if you just take the perspective from what everybody's working
guy
on.
comes in and he starts rolling with Nicky Rod. And,
Dude, so many people fell on the sword for him in the beginning. So many people fell on the sword to go with him.
He's probably gotten to the point now where he understands his own strengths and doesn't have to be that guy.
Kevin, one of the best things you can do to develop a juvenile grappler is all the way up until 8th grade at least you enroll them in gymnastics. There's
gymnastics,
nothing better.
100%.
Yeah.
I get all that. I agree with you 100%. I can see the validity of teaching someone the exact route to compete and it's definitely successful because your guys are fucking crushing it. And if you get that
literally just teach them how to win.
Yeah.
It was it.
Yeah.
Teach them how to win. Keep your body in a position where arm locks and triangles and omoplatas and stuff like that is very hard to get to, especially no-gi. But one thing that has to be focused on is the leg entanglements. If you don't have a good leg locker that's putting them in leg locks and heel hooking them from bad positions and them starting in bad positions. In my competition classes, most of the time I don't even allow arm locks because I don't want you messing with arm locks and not focusing on getting to the back.
I hate arm locks from the bottom. Those drive me batshit. I hate when people do that because I'm like, you're giving up a lot in self-defense. Anyway. But where we could all do we have an opportunity, Kevin, as coaches. If we were to do a better job, a more intensive study of specific track and field sport body mechanics, or how the baseball pitcher turns his body as he throws the pitch, it makes better grapplers.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it's hard to see at first, but if you make that investment to learn that kinesiology, the power generated to toss a shot put is the same power to do a throw. And if we became more serious students of those kinesiology practices, we could really advance our athletes.
I'm running a study currently right now. When we'll find out how it bears fruit in a few years. But basically what I do is I just break into my son's room at random points and I just wrestle him whether he likes it or not. And he's getting better at defending each time.
Yeah. The Kato system, the Pink Panther Kato system.
Right. And we'll see if he becomes a world beater, we'll know that that's a proven system.
I follow with that a lot because I taught boxing. I've been teaching boxing for fucking 20 fucking years now. And I have gotten so in tune to my understanding of the mechanics of how the human body functions to generate the most possible power from every inch of the throw. Like literally I have spent 20 years of my life thinking this through and analyzing it. Like I follow through with the same idea in terms of my wrestling, the same thing that the idea of putting yourself in the most balanced position and the most strength per inch and keeping your hips underneath there, called the position of power and shit. But like it's a little bit different dynamic when you're training on the ground. Well,
let me bring up a tactical point with that, Kevin. We see a lot of people in their parterre ground grappling where they'll have both knees on the ground, where in many circumstances, if they had a posted leg, it's an entirely different structure. Right. And that structural difference is profound, as is the power you can generate off of a single posted leg if you're angled the correct way.
Yeah. Dude,
a lot of times we're training people, both knees on the ground. I don't know about that.
I've been working with a flexibility and mobility coach for like fucking 2 years, and it has
Matt's guy, the guy you brought in.
Yeah.
And you still can't do a split,
I'm pretty
motherfucker.
fucking close. Like I have literally, it has changed my jujitsu, like especially from my guard. It has changed my ability to do things from jujitsu to a more dynamic level. Like I'm doing shit that I was always like, there's no fucking way I'm ever gonna do that. I'm never gonna be a fucking invert. I'm never gonna do any of that stuff. And I do it now so fucking easily because I've worked on that mobility in my hips. It's crazy.
Can Matt do the split yet?
No, not yet. He's getting there.
Kevin, are you doing any Olympic weightlifting? Like, what are you doing to generate some old man power?
I haven't been doing shit lately, but I was working with a trainer. I previously did the 5-3-1 workout, which works more with dynamic muscle group lifts, like multi-muscle groups lifts, working at they call it the triple flexion from the ankles, knees, hips, and then you incorporate the shoulders. So I did the 5-3-1 is based on 4 different primary exercises: the deadlift, the overhead press, the bench press, and the squat. And then you do 2 exercises a day, you do them in cycles. Like you do the deadlift one day, then you do the bench press, and then you do, on like a 3-day cycle. And every time you do one of the major exercises, you do a couple supplementary exercises, then you go up progressively in weight. But it's all about heavy lifting, low reps, lots of recovery time. And
it would be interesting to put you through an Olympic weightlifting program and between 6 to 18 months of serious Greco-Roman training, where you had somebody doing an assisted back bridge where they're holding your arms the spot. I'm telling you, man.
I'm doing fuck that shit, dude.
All
But
right.
Bill, I'm telling you, man, I was just telling Bill RJ earlier, man. I'm so fucking it's weird because as much as I miss jiu-jitsu, I'm just so fucking happy and relaxed that I don't have to go fucking train for anything. Literally, this is the best.
I love eating my hamburger. I love not having to make weight. You betcha.
It's crazy, man. I was telling Jay earlier, literally, I went through the last 4 years of my life literally thinking about what competition I had coming up next on the horizon for as long as I can fucking remember, man. It's just refreshing. It's weird too because I taught a private lesson in my yard the other day with a couple little small dudes that came over, and it was, there was something about the purity of it. It was just about jiu-jitsu again, man. Because there's no competitions coming up. There's no idea of what's coming on around. We don't even know if we're gonna have fucking gyms, whatever. You know what I'm talking about? But it was just a bunch of dudes on some mats in my side yard. I had some dude I was teaching private with, 2 blue belts and a brown belt. I roll with everybody individually. I was watching them. We were talking on the side of the mat. It was like getting back to what
you channeled your inner Elio Gracie.
Yeah, man. Because we kind of it's in this world of modern world. Everybody's got to run a business. You got to focus on keeping your fucking business running. You got to do marketing and all this bullshit. And then if you're getting ready for a competition, you got to train for fucking competition.
It's just good to feel fucking normal for a few minutes.
Well, yeah, but be specific about that. But now that you get to just train and do jiu-jitsu just because you fucking legitimately love jiu-jitsu and how it changes people's lives, it's a cool professional feeling.
It's true. You saw my Facebook post the other day.
Get the fuck out of here. Jay, I love you, dude.
Oh, you guys are awesome.
I do miss it, man. It's I needed a break, to be honest with you. When we first hit the pandemic, I didn't mind not going to the gym every day because I've been going to the gym every day for the last 5 years. So I haven't really had a vacation. And now that I've had a fucking sabbatical, I'm ready to go back to fucking work, man. I'm ready to get back on the mats. I'm ready to roll with my guys, my female students, everybody, man. I just want to get back.
Miss everybody.
Yeah, dude. I fucking miss my fucking squad, dude. I just do. I miss my fucking squad. So I just we got to get back out there, man. Soon. Let's leave on that note, huh? We all be on that. We want to get back out there soon.
All right, Jay. Fucking, you're the man again, as always. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, man.
I love fucking talking to you. That was interesting. That was an interesting conversation, but that was an interesting train of thought. It's gonna make me think on that.
Professor Murphy, you're like the Mr. Rogers of the jiu-jitsu community. You got any good advice you want to give everybody?
Heisenberg in the bottom.
I don't think there's anything wrong with being a wolf or a sheepdog and loving your pack and missing them and want them to be okay. I think we're built that way, and that's just fine.
Good words of wisdom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking yank this fucking computer out of the wall in a second, dude. We gotta go. I love you, dude. You guys have been awesome.
I love the shirt, Sonny. Looking good.
2 fucking hours.
Yes.
I don't know what Sonny Parlin is on, but I am definitely not on the same fucking substance, so I gotta get the fuck out of here, dude.
I think he's mad at me because I was busting his balls during the podcast.
I'm fucking mad at you. You're fucking. I was fucking mad at you. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. You're fucking
too.
crazy tonight, man. You're nuts.
Or,
Tonight, man.
no, I had everybody in my sights tonight. Nobody was fucking.
I
no,
can tell you had us all fucking. All
I came on your podcast, and Gallagher says I'm a proud boy. D'Onofrio says you don't roll, do you? Yeah, I fucking roll. And Latifah's like, yeah, I thought Bill was Foxcatcher. I'm not doing too well on these podcasts.
Can I tell the Silver Fox story, please?
Yeah, no,
Dude, so this is the funniest fucking shit ever. Okay, so I love Kevin. I do. I love him, but he is of the liberal, persuasion. And there's nothing that says that you can't be friends with a liberal if you're conservative.
I rewatched the fucking.
We have a
it
great
wasn't-
fucking.
It wasn't that
relationship.
bad, but it definitely was fucking going down. It
So-
wasn't very fucking cool.
So let me tell the story.
He was going
Please.
down. Come on,
Please let me
motherfucker.
tell the
He
story.
was going down a dark fucking pathway. that I didn't
Please
wanna
let me
fucking
tell
do.
the story.
I'm
I'm gonna turn off your mic.
I'm not
goddammit.
gonna let you shame me for being a fucking liberal. Go ahead.
So,
I don't give
all
a
right.
fuck, man.
I'm not shaming you. I just got done telling you I love you.
Go ahead. Go
All right.
ahead. Go ahead.
So he's all excited because we got Silver Fox. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, man, it's fucking Silver Fox, yeah. So fucking Silver Fox like gets on, and
It
then
was cool.
and immediately, we were talking, but then he kind of launches into this like tirade where he's like, I've come from a communist country.
It
and-
wasn't that bad, by the
and-
way, either when I rewatched
and
it.
like
It was making
this
me
is
crazy.
exactly how it starts.
Right.
Like this is how shit leads to fucking like Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
And then Kevin's over here having a fucking freak out, right?
I was having a freak out
So-
because I had my
but-
buddy.
but
that I was
here's the
trying to get
funny
on the
part.
fucking show, man.
So he's got another liberal
I can't
guy.
believe I'm still doing this. I'm so tired.
He's got like a liberal guy waiting in the queue to talk to us. So
A
he's, like,
liberal
freaking
guy.
out.
One of my friends who's a reporter for not just some asshole. This guy is a legitimate reporter for fucking NPR. He's been all over the fucking world.
So-
He's an awesome, entertaining fucking person that I'd love to talk to.
So he's got this guy waiting, right? So Kevin's freaking the fuck out. I don't know what's going on because to me, we're just having a conversation. So
Silver
Kevin,
Fox, dude, come on,
just
bro.
shut the fuck up. Let me just tell
he
you.
went fucking.
So
dark.
dude, so he fucking writes down on his yellow notebook. He writes in big capital letters because I'm like, I go to him because I'm like this. I'm like, bro, like I whisper to him, like, bro, what's wrong? Like, what's going on? What are you trying to say to me? And he writes down in big letters, Silver Fox, exclamation point. And he shows it to me. And I'm like, I don't know what to fucking do with that. I'm
Dude,
like,
it was just funny.
it's like,
and then
it's fucking
Bill
Silver
comes
Fox.
on. Well, let me give you the whole fucking. Then Bill comes on, and he's
And
like,
Bill's got
and
his
it was
fucking
funny
gun.
because Bill.
Yo, your gun didn't even fit in the screen.
Bill's just being a funny. Bill's just being a fucking asshole because he just wants to come on because he sees the fucking darkness and he just wants to come on and fucking poke it and get the shit going. He pulls out his fucking dirty hairy gun, and then what the fuck else he do? He says the fucking thing about Trudeau and fucking blackface and shit. And I'm just like, oh my god, dude! And sure as fuck, my buddy, I just see him go click. It was just funny, bro. It wasn't that, and I was so high. And normally I'm pretty good at diffusing that. Like I could kind of pivot and play a little, but I was so fucking high and freaking out, like I couldn't process it.
It was in Kevin's mind. It was just so off the rails at that very moment.
I rewatched it. It wasn't that bad, but
Yeah.
Silver
Is
Fox.
Silver Fox actually wearing a swastika on his
He's
shirt?
still a little fucking crazy.
I don't know. But
I don't. So
no, actually, it looked like it was more like the devil
the one
symbol.
thing
That was
I
me.
will not
I was
tolerate-
Oh, yeah, you had like the
I had
Pentagon on your
Pentagon.
shirt. I'm like, what the fuck is going on
The
around
one
here?
thing that I will not tolerate, and I just can't do it, is allow. I don't care what side of the fence you're on. I'm not going to allow people to come on here and just spout their fucking random fucking madness. It's unsubstantiated fucking facts. I'm just not going to do it, and I'm going to cut you off in a heartbeat. And I love Silver Fox, but he was drawing parallels that yes, I would never disrespect him because he has come from a communist nation, and I understand, and I will never be able to truly understand that. But he was making some connections that were just a little bit like, okay, buddy.
Well, let me ask you a serious question, just for the fun of it, because I know you want to get out of here, and this way I keep going a little bit longer.
Whatever. Fuck.
We do have a situation right now where the government is literally encouraging people to snitch. Like, so if we have people like in my I'm
no,
I'm
Oh,
not.
did you hear about this latest story?
Kevin's hands went right to his
Did you
face.
hear? I'm
That's
sorry,
a big jump, though,
William.
That's your
Did
dick.
you hear about this
Now
latest
you're gonna
story
get this fucking
where
crackhead going.
the fucking
he's had
a
like
bunch
5
of the
monsters.
people-
He's been waiting for this.
a bunch of the people who snitched got their names put out
Yeah.
there, and now they fear retaliation.
Right, that's a
good,
good
motherfuckers.
No, it's
Right.
not
You should
good.
fear
It's not
retaliation.
fucking good.
Fucking
It's not
snitches
fucking
deserve
good.
stitches.
It's
Ha!
not fucking good. It's not fucking
I don't know, Kevin, like,
none of it's fucking good.
I'm
what do you want to fucking have
advocating
people fighting in the
open
fucking
their
streets,
shop.
man?
I mean, I'm not advocating people open their shops, and if they do, I'm trying to get them to adopt a mitigation strategy.
I want to know how substantiated those fucking facts are that people. I mean, I think people are calling in to snitch, but I think it's just because they're old fucking nasty old fucking Karens. You know
Now,
what
what
I
I
mean?
can say is this. I took
And I
the
bet it goes
opportunity-
on both sides.
I took the opportunity to talk to the Manatee Sheriff's Office and the Sarasota Sheriff's Office, and they don't want to go around arresting people. They
No, I don't know why
not
they
over
would.
these restrictions.
Yeah,
they
dude,
want
Florida, man.
I
Fuck.
don't know why they
Yeah,
would.
they
I don't
want
even
to
know
resolve
how
things
many.
amicably.
I would like to see some real stats, not some fucking horseshit fucking quib. You see how many people have actually been arrested with their
I didn't
kid
give
at
you no
the fucking
quib, Kevin.
park.
I just
mean,
told her that I talked to the sheriff's office directly, both of them, and they don't want to go around arresting people for this shit. They want to resolve it amicably.
I imagine, I'll tell you this, and this we went to this yesterday when we talked about this. I imagine, yes, there are a few extenuating circumstances where fucking stupid, fucking disrespectful, ignorant motherfuckers got arrested because a police officer was trying to do his fucking job. And like, yes, is it illegal? That's the job, but I guarantee you that like the vast majority, you think cops want to arrest some kid for playing at the park or some dude for playing with his kid?
So,
at the fucking
Kevin,
park?
you've heard me tell people, look, if you're going to eat the donut, we all
Right.
Just
don't be an asshole.
Don't be an asshole. Cop comes, just disperse. That's it.
Sure thing, officer. No big deal. And just go
Yeah.
right down the fucking street. He's just got to do his job.
Right. I mean, so like,
Anyway,
let's
whatever.
not be an asshole about it. And I'm even telling people, Kevin, look, if you're going to eat the
Don't
donut,
fucking touch
don't
me.
take no
I'm fucking mad at you.
donut.
He's so mad at me. I don't even know what I did.
What? Here's the other. This is another fucking. This is another.
Here we
fucking,
go.
This is funny.
This
So
is-
you missed this. You
I swear to
actually on
God,
the
this
show.
is like airing
So
of grievances.
My it's just funny. So my buddy Kit, my very good friend Kit, you remember Kit, the fucking
I
the
know what it
marketing
is.
guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Kit came on the show. He was super fucking excited, super professional guy, one of my brown belts. I'm trying to get him to come on the show. Blah blah blah. I had a great fucking talk with him, you know, and he wanted to come on and pitch this marketing deal that he's doing for his fucking business, right? So fucking this fucking jackass. Like you didn't see it, right? So this fucking jackass, right in the middle, he was a great fucking. He had a good little steam going. Because he's a marketer, he's a smart, sharp guy.
Yeah.
He's pitching his fucking thing right in the middle of his pitch. This fucking jackass clicks on the comment on the screen that shows up right in his face that says some shit like "funny haha" or "funny like a queer," and this guy like literally is reading it and like he's trying to get to. He's like he reads the thing and you can see him go, "What the fuck?" And he still has to be professional and try to get this fucking thing. I'm fucking furious with you, you fucking dumbass. What the fuck are you thinking, man? And don't think he doesn't do that shit on fucking purpose. He's a fucking asshole. He does it because he's fucking she's a dick.
Oh.
Let me ask you a serious question. I know you'll respond well.
I did not do it on purpose. I swear.
Fuck both of you guys. All fucking three of you motherfuckers. Are you guys enjoying this? Are you enjoying this, you fucking pricks?
Kevin,
I
one
would
thing
leave a fucking hour ago.
One thing I learned from this whole COVID-19 experience, because I used to work with HIV patients in the Bush Senior Administration when they were still throwing rocks at them and us for taking care of the HIV patients. And other people were saying, no, it's a gay man's disease. If you're not gay, you're not going to get it. All kinds of garbage.
Right.
So we had problems on both sides. People that were super spreaders, they weren't going to take no precautions if they had HIV. And people that were saying like, no, it's that other tribe and it can't happen to nobody else. And it's a punishment from God and all that shit. One of the things I learned from this experience, because I used to consider myself fairly. Oh, Kevin's writing something down. Holy shit!
I know. I'm dying to know what it
I
is.
got a blockbuster coming. Fuck you guys. I'm trying
Got
to
a
get back in this
Blockbuster
zone.
coming.
Nobody fucking say you're not. None of your own fucking business. I'm gonna pretend like I'm smart, you fucking cunts.
All right.
Fuck you
Well, one of
guys,
the things I
Jay.
learned
Fuck
from this
you,
is I
Jay.
used to make comments that I'm mostly libertarian and all that shit. But this is what I learned because I watched the libertarians get so up in arms that they're like, we're not going to exercise any precautions. And then I realized whether you're an extreme libertarian or you're an extreme Marxist or you're an extreme Islam guy or you're an extreme Christian guy and you start burning people at the stake or you're Islam guy, start cutting off people's heads, you're that extreme, or you're an extreme
Scientologist
libertarian.
and you kidnap people.
Yeah, or whatever your extremeness is. I don't understand this extremeness. In my circumstance, I can only be practical. So if I'm dealing with a situation, like there was that time at the Zapatero, Wade Rome's nose started bleeding. It was bleeding.
Oh, it was crazy.
Yeah, and I took Wade. I said, no, you're going to the ER now. I actually put my arm around him and
He
took
was
him
glad
out.
he went too because he had a real issue.
Yeah.
He would like.
He would have probably.
He would have
died.
bled
He
out.
would have bled
He
out.
would have
Yeah.
bled out.
Right.
So I put my arm around him and took him out to his. I said, "No, you got to go to the ER right now."
We gotta get
I live in a practical world, and I can't be so extreme in my platonic thought experiments. We're bags of water, so I like philosophy and all that, but I'm not going to adhere to any philosophy so extremely that I'm going to forget that Jay and I are fucking bags of water.
Right. So you talked a lot about like how in the beginning stages of fucking the HIV phase, like they were kind of pointing the finger and like, well, we're cool because it's only this. Oh yeah, we're cool because it's only this. Like, do you think a lot of times that people, like the reason why people make mistakes in these situations is because they don't want to believe the reality of this cataclysmic event, so they continue to deny simply because they don't want to accept it until it's already in their face and now it's too late?
If we're being honest, humans are highly irrational creatures. Most humans believe that their own beliefs will have some influence on reality, or they seek confirmation bias to a huge degree. Now, everybody on this call, like prostitutes, will sell our body for money. That's what we do.
Damn right.
Yeah.
You got $50, man. I'm halfway to fucking Sarasota, brothers, right now.
Yeah. And Kevin, nobody entered a boxing ring particularly, or an MMA ring that wasn't battling their own demons.
Right.
So, I mean, who are we to act like we don't have our own demons? And we know we're irrational. On the other hand, look, we also happen. Every person on also happens to be a chief. So we got to look at the Young Bucks. We know the Young Bucks aren't going to say anything with sense. So every once, by my nature, I'm a grass rolling dog. It amazes me that I am forced into a position of senior range officer responsibility on the mats or otherwise. But I know the fucking Young Bucks aren't going to do it. So we got to do our best to say, oh shit, I saw that back a decade ago. We better do this.
Right.
Nobody else is going to say it. We're the old farts. We're the tribal elders. It's up to us to say, well, maybe we can avoid a little more catastrophe if we did this.
I just think that a lot of times in when we think about like situations that become so big, it's the idea that like, fuck, we don't want to think about it. We don't want to believe it's going to happen because we know the fucking fallout is going to be so huge. So we just continue to pretend like, and I kind of feel like that's a little bit of what happened in this particular scenario, because I think a lot of people had a thought and there was a bunch of people that were like, oh my God, this could be huge. But none of them were ever like, nah, like that can't fucking happen. And the reason why it can't happen is because we can't handle it if it does.
Yeah. I'm the luckiest man in the world because when I was 7 years old, one time my dad was getting out of the shower and as he put his towel around himself, he gestured to his left eye, which had been blown out by a grenade in Vietnam. And he said, when I was growing up, I thought bad things happened only to the other guy, but we all get, and I was looking at the eye that was not, the eye that was missing. And he said, we all get our turn being the other guy. And then at the age of 29 with 4% body fat, I was the only guy in the Japanese fight stable that wasn't doing steroids, but due to 5 years of radiation exposure, I got leukemia. Magically, ironically, I'm the only person out of my 11 patient cohort that survived. The guy in the chair next to me getting chemo was a Navy SEAL doing pull-ups on the day that he died. Another friend of mine who I became his friend after, who was a quadriplegic, Steve Watts, went to do an MMA fight on a Native American reservation. No medical staff, broke his neck, hit a double leg takedown with a neck entanglement, and they moved his neck. So I'm very aware that none of us are fucking special. That makes me the luckiest person on the planet. So the only way we get to stay alive or have success is through our good choices and planning. And that's what I got. So I try to teach my people that. And that's the message I got for everybody. We're not fucking special. The universe is going to kill us. Let's not make it today.
Yeah.
That's a good note.
I still think that I understand we're all bags of water, we're all bags of this, we're all bags of that, but we also have to consider like it's time to like, you can't live your whole life like you're a water balloon, you're going to pop too, man.
We're going to die anyway. So we got to make our best choices. What's our best bet with the best probability of payoff to maximize our yield every day?
I think it's time, just like Kevin Winter said yesterday, the pilot we had on yesterday, that it's time to start mitigating the risks, assessing what the risks are, and starting to wean our way back into reality as fast as possible we can, because we need.
I told Sonny every day, Monday through Friday, I'm in this interagency brief. Now I'm in there because I got a PhD in data science and 2 master's degrees in statistics subdisciplines and 4 contracts, 5 now, for resiliency with COVID-19.
Right.
And to the left of me are 3 other statisticians. To the right of me are 6 epidemiologists. On the other side of the table are government officials.
How come I'm not in these meetings?
Yeah, I get you in. but I ordered on Amazon a Magic 8 Ball. It's going to be delivered on the 11th. And now, whenever one of us stands up, and I'm going to pick this thing up and shake it, and then say what it says, because that's about as fucking reliable as our predictions are. None of it know how long this is going to take, how it's going to affect our municipalities. All we can do is look at the momentum signals.
I keep trying to get
donuts, and I want you to succeed.
I keep trying to get my doctor friend on that I talked to who's on the board. I hit him up. He said he wants to come on eventually. He's just always busy. He's one of the respiratory doctors at the USF Medical Institute, and he's a really smart guy. He's on one of the boards for Hillsborough County. And he was telling me just that. He said, like, the biggest issue is that because the tests that we had were so fucked up and so flawed and so unreliable, and again, no one's to blame for that. People want to blame Trump. You can if you want to, but it really wasn't his fault. It was a novel coronavirus. The testing all over the world has been fucked. Like, because the tests were so goddamn bad that we couldn't get any real data. So literally, honestly, we think we know. That's a lot of the reason why they have been claiming they haven't been testing people in hospitals. They've just been calling them COVID when you've got, you got 12 people in the room, one of them tests positive, and the other 3 have this, or the other fucking 8 have the same exact fucking symptoms. You just call it COVID. A lot of the reason was because the tests were so fucking unreliable. Like, we're talking about 60% failure rates on a lot of them, that they couldn't get legitimate data. So they were just spitballing it. So even now, that's what scares me. Like, we don't really even fucking know.
Here's what I don't like about what we're doing in government, because we're doing a lousy job. It really annoys me when people say young people or people without pre-existing conditions can't be affected. We're all going to get this virus, but it is better to get it when there is an ICU bed available in case our case becomes severe, and they have the polypharmacy cocktails in their supply chain they can give us to mitigate the worst of it. Because if we survive, everybody's fascinated with mortality numbers, but if I'm a 30-year-old man and I survived, but I had a stroke, well, that's not what I call a fucking good outcome. If I'm a 40-year-old guy and I survive, my lungs are scarred. Now, Sonny rolls with me all the time. I have scarred fibrotic lungs, and he sees what I do when I roll. Like, I got to go over to the garbage can. I fucking throw up. I go back and roll. I'm telling you, you don't want my lungs. So we're all going to get this virus, but let's not go around telling our young people, oh, you won't be fucking affected. Let's make our best choices.
So my two things with that. My one of my good friends is a nurse on Facebook, and she posted something on Facebook the other day about a patient of hers that she actually got sent home for quarantine because she contacted the coronavirus and had to send her home. And the patient she was waiting on that she was working on that had coronavirus was fucking so sick in the ICU, and everybody thought for sure he was going to die, and he ended up pulling through. And she was posted about how super happy she was, and at the bottom she said, all of you people that think this is just an old person disease, this guy was 36 years old and had zero pre-existing fucking conditions or whatever. So that's that. But the idea, I think that most people are always talking about and saying, well, it's only got a 2% mortality rate or whatever it is. And that's cool. But this is the way I heard it explained that kind of made sense. So, like, if you have a box of cookies and there's 100 cookies in that box and 2 of them can kill you, are you going to eat a fucking cookie out of that box?
Yeah. So this is a good point. And it's true. We're all going to get the virus, but I'm only going to say this to Sonny. Sonny, I survived being irradiated, shot, stabbed, poisoned, leukemia. I got Parkinson's. I got 2 artificial hips. On the other hand,
someone hurt my feelings once.
Yeah. Would you want your students to be me after they survived?
What's that?
Would you want your students to be me with my health problems after they survive?
Well, I mean,
my health situation on anybody.
Yeah, of course not. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
All right, Sonny. Fuck you guys. Seriously, you're not getting me no more. I'm done. I love you. I'm tired. It's fucking.
Anyway, I'm proud of you guys. You guys go have a good time. Eat your donuts the right
Smash
way.
says Jay, I love you. You're beautiful.
You guys are awesome, man.
Thank you for coming on.
I'm gonna go have some cookies.
Sonny's
I'll
gonna
see
have
you guys.
cookies, man. Hey, I'll be good, man. Thanks for sponsoring.
Good night, guys.
Go to Joe's. No Joe's needed. Lavender Lane.